What a ripoff, dude. Not one thing in there made me smile at all.
Man, my nuts smile and itch.
Wait, what the fuck did he just say?
He said something about...
Wait. What time is it?
11:58 a.m. Why?
Oh shit, we need to be at the studio. We're gonna be late.
We would have been there earlier if somebody didn't take almost a week in the display section.
Hey, they were limited edition. They had Bruce Johnson's signature and his selfie picture on the bottom of them. I couldn't resist.
They were just blocks with fucking smiles printed on them.
Guys, I think,
Wait, give me a second. It's Cerek.
Calling during the day? Weird. Something's probably up then.
Hey, yo, what's up, B?
Hey, yo, what's poppin'? How's it feeling? What's going on? What are you all doing right now?
Heading back to the studio to record the finale for On the Air.
Oh, alright. I see. Well, it just so happens that I'm in the area for something this week. You think I can pop in as well?
Meet us there in a minute.
Wait, 1 minute? How the fuck?
What? Well, what now?
Only one thing we can do. Run! Run! Go! 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 Go!
Alright, on the phone. Holy shit. You pissed me off.
This isn't so.
I just can't do that.
Daddy's cooking!
Whoa.
Hello.
Oh my god,
Okay.
I'm out of breath. I can't fucking move. Oh my god.
Wait a minute, guys, wait a minute, look at us. What happened on the way back?
I don't
Wait.
know. I
I
don't know.
don't
We
know.
ran through. What did we run through? I remember tripping and hitting my head, but that was about it.
The
Yeah.
realistic
No,
butt-
dumbass, you dropped the 2x4 on me.
bathroom now.
All I can say for sure is that someone definitely got hit with a 2x4.
Which
And
one?
his last name may or may not have been Wilson.
Wilson.
Sir,
Oh,
how did you
man.
get here in a minute, dude? How did you
Willie,
manage that?
You gotta
My
remember
goals
the
were
intro.
motorcycle empowered by Hellfire.
My goals are
That's-
beyond your understanding.
My goals are
My
beyond
goals
your
are beyond your understanding.
Welcome
He
to
is
the
reverse
finale,
that.
guys! Oh my god!
It's Mr.
finale.
Fox Day.
It's Mr.
Yay.
Fox Day.
Whoa, it's
Let
the
me just
end.
say, this has been the greatest season we've ever had.
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
And cheers to the next one, which we will
Here's
try
the
to
next
overtop.
one, which
this
we-
one.
Here's to the next
We
one.
will
which
top this one.
We totally will not top this one with one certain factor that we have not said yet.
Exactly. There, it's gonna be a surprise. On the air season 4 is gonna be hype.
Season
Yeah.
4 is gonna be really hype.
Alright, Connor, you want to introduce everybody to what we're doing?
Alright, so today we're gonna read Fantastic Mr. Fox. This is the penultimate finale. It's got heroes, it's got villains, it's got action, comedy, good music.
George
And-
Clooney.
Drama.
No.
Drama, romance.
George
George
Clooney.
Clooney.
A lot of balls.
Owen Wilson.
George
Wow!
Clooney.
Wow, I'm a famous race car. Wow.
It
Wow.
comes back full circle. Wow.
Hey,
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey Loki, I'm in a famous race car. Wow.
Wow.
Oh, and a lot of food. There's gonna be a lot of food.
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of food.
There's a lot of food in this movie.
So, Fantastic Mr. Fox is gonna be fun to read, and why don't we go ahead and give out the roles?
I guess.
I did the
So-
rolls this time. This is the first ever time I've done the rolls.
And what a good job he did. All right, here we go. Mr. Fox, it's
George
me.
Clooney. George Clooney.
It's me. Mrs. Fox, Scott. Do you take my hand
Guys,
in marriage?
guys, just notice a trend here. All right, I just want to there's a trend going on with how they casted me and how they always cast me.
Ash
There's a
Fox.
trend.
He's
That's
always
right.
the woman.
I'm always the woman.
Excuse me. Clive Badger.
I'm adjusting my mic. Hold on. All right, there we go.
That's Dylan.
Donk.
The Rat. Willem Dafoe.
I'm
Cerek.
Bill Murray.
Mention that Clayton was Ash, or did that just cut out?
Franklin.
Clayton is Ash.
I'm Ash.
Frank
I'm the sun.
Bean. Mr. Bean is Cerek. Coach
Mr.
Slip. Clayton. Kylie. Dylan.
Bill Murray!
Cerek. Petey. That's me. Stam Weasel. Dylan. Walter Walt Bogus. It's me. Nathan Nate.
Bogus.
Nathan Nate Bunts. Clayton.
Walter
Mrs.
Walt
Bean.
Bogus.
Bogus. And
Bogus.
Must it be?
And Bunts.
Mrs. Bean. That's Scott.
Yeah.
Angus. That's Scott. Linda
Agnes
Otter.
Goofy.
That's Scott. Squirrel Contractor. Clayton. Now I'm Bean's son, and you
Bean.
will understand why later.
That's on fire!
Yeah.
You're my son.
Folks, look at that folks.
Look at that fox, mom.
Dad, that fucking fox is in the house again!
Hey, Bill.
That's on
what the
fire!
fuck?
Dad's on fire.
Daniel Peabody. Hold on. Daniel Peabody is Cerek.
Mr. Peabody
Beaver
and
is
Sherman.
Clayton. Beaver's son is Dylan. Phil Mole, Scott. Dr. Badger, Clayton. Rabbit, Cerek. Rabbit's ex-girlfriend, Scott. Rabbit Girl, Dylan. Mouse, Clayton. Fire Chief, me. Otter, Dylan. All right, what a cast list.
What a cast list.
What
that
a
is.
cast list indeed.
Why don't we go ahead and announce this before we start this? That little intro you saw, that's the first time in any...
That's the first on-the-air scripted
That is the first actual on-the-air scripted moment.
Yeah.
Other than the strips, of course, but like that was the first. We actually, so fun fact, at the end of season 1, I had this idea that we did like a trailer for season 2 to like kind of hype up what the season was going to show, and then I wrote half of the script and then gave up.
What was there to show?
I don't know.
Nothing.
At that point, literally nothing.
Yeah, we had nothing recorded at that point.
I was just trying to do it to hype up the season, and then
It's like E3 games that show nothing, like no gameplay at all.
the
Instead
Outer
they
Worlds
showed
2.
We got Stalkers
have
2, the new
nothing.
Battlefield game. We got
have nothing.
Timberborn.
We have
We got the
nothing. only tra-
Beaver. We got the Beaver game though.
The Beaver
Yeah.
game.
I want to. We should all buy that when it comes out and play
We
it.
also have tater salad as a snack.
Alright, ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Alright, does everybody have the script up?
Oh,
I'm ready.
yeah. Oh.
I gotta plug in my camera. For a second.
almost threw up.
You good?
Yeah. I was burping and then some like stuff comes up and it's like blah.
Phlegm?
I
Didn't Dylan had
understand.
No.
COVID the last time
Whatever.
we did a live stream on the air?
Oh, he had an acid reflex, okay.
Yeah.
Dylan had. I think when we did Rango, Dylan had COVID.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did
Dylan
have
had
COVID.
COVID.
Yeah, Dylan had COVID
COVID
and during
Rango,
Rango.
Yeah. He was like, we were like, give him a little bit of a break, and we never mentioned why. It was because he had COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you know.
Now you know.
Yeah.
The less
Speaking
you
of
know,
season
Eugene,
2,
the better.
Speaking of season 2, if you're here in the chat and you look at our Spotify, hope you all enjoy that new promo art. I got something cooking up for season 1 too.
We totally
so.
didn't just steal a certain album.
Didn't we do that this season too?
No, we
Yeah.
didn't. No, we didn't. What did- No, we didn't. Nope.
Wait, we did.
Never heard of such a thing. Nope.
Nope,
Nope.
nope,
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 nope.
nope.
Don't know
That's
what
But
not
you know
a
what's
thing.
something I've heard of? You know what's something I've heard of? Reading Fantastic Mr. Fox. All right, let's go ahead and start.
All right, come on.
Yeah.
All right, that's a fair point. All right, who wants to start us off?
I guess I'll read
Yay,
VX.
Cerek.
Okay, start us off. An apple tree stands alone at the top of a hill. A handsome fox dressed in a corduroy suit leans against it with his arms folded and his legs crossed, chewing on a reed of wild grass. He tucks it into his breast pocket like a cigar alongside 2 similar reeds and picks an apple off the branch above his head. He takes a bite and spits out a seed. He looks off across a meadow that descends into the valley below. A female fox strides briskly up the hill. Her coat is paler, especially beautiful shade of fox red. and she wears men's trousers and a dark tunic. Fox says as she approaches,
What did the doctor say?
Nothing. Supposedly it's just a 24-hour bug. He gave me some pills.
I told you, you probably just ate some bad gristle. Fox brushes the fur on Mrs. Fox's ears with his paws. They walk together along the crest of the hill to a fork in the path. Fox points. Should we take the shortcut or the scenic route?
Let's take the shortcut.
But the scenic route's so much prettier.
Okay, let's take the scenic route.
Great. It's actually slightly quicker anyway. Fox throws his apple core away over his shoulder and dances a quick circle around Mrs. Fox, wrapping his arm around her waist extravagantly and making her laugh as they start off down the scenic route. Exterior, farm day. A rustic cottage surrounded by a small barn, a tin silo, and a rickety windmill. There's a sheep in the little pasture. A sign on the rail says Burke's Squab. Fox and Mrs. Fox watch from the bushes outside the fence.
What
a squab?
is a squab?
You know what a squab is? It's like a pigeon, I suppose. Fox motions towards the edge of the property. Should we go through the hole under the horse fence or climb over the rail over the bridle path?
I guess the horse fence would be a little safer.
But the bridle path puts us right next to the squab shack.
Mrs. Fox hesitates. She fiddles slightly with her paws. She nods nervously. She shakes slightly. Mrs. Fox looks at her funny.
What's wrong? You're acting all skittish. Don't worry. I've been stealing birds for a living since I could trot. Fox flashes a smile. He says suddenly, "By the way, you look unbelievably beautiful tonight. You're practically glowing. Maybe it's the lighting."
Mrs. Fox is, in fact, glowing.
All right. I gotta go get something real quick. Hold on.
Oh
"Oh my
god.
fucking god,
Oh my
Connor!"
God.
Wing it. We're
Oh,
gonna wing
man.
it. No.
Albeit ever so slightly. She stares at Fox enigmatically. Mrs. Fox touches his paw to her cheek.
It's happening.
It's happening. Gunner's going all out.
I've been in this house and I come back in this
Watch him come back with in 5 minutes with a bowl of ramen.
No, I don't take that long to fix ramen.
Y'all know how Mr. Fox said he had a breast patch? Does he have boobs?
I've been in
No,
this house
Dylan.
back in the
Oh,
city.
I know.
Watch. My mom's at work right now, and because of that, my internet might die. So I forgot to mention that. And the reason why is because the website she uses to do her work, sometimes the page fails to load, and resetting the internet is the only way to get it to work.
Oh my god. That
Yeah,
is such a terrible website. They
I
should
know.
use that.
and
Yeah.
God.
whatever. I don't know. It's not her fault, but yeah.
When the fight in the lightning near the end of the bullet that eventually brought her down to
What the fuck are you?
What is going
about?
What's going on?
I don't think that's heroes and villains.
That is
No,
heroes.
No, an alternate.
Ding, 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 ding.
No, we're not there yet.
Yeah, we are.
Well, actually, no.
We
Yeah,
are.
we are.
With speed, grace, and precision of athletes, Fox and Mrs. Fox dart through a hole under a painted fence, race along a thin trail next to a garage, crawl beneath a window, creep past the doghouse, and shimmy over a doorway. They dart into a drain pipe and come out in front of a wooden shed. Fox lifts the loose board and they duck inside. Silence. Fox and Mrs. Fox come out. Each holds a dead, bloody pigeon in his or her teeth. In his and her teeth. They start to run away. Fox looks up above them. He stops. He frowns. He takes the pigeon out of his mouth and says curiously, pointing towards the sky,
What's that? I think that's a fox trap. Look at this.
"Get away from there."
Is it spring loaded? Yeah. Pointing to different spots. I guess if you come from over there and you're standing at the door to the squab shack, this little gadget probably triggers a gesturing to Mr. Fox. Mrs. Fox.
I'm gesturing to myself.
Yeah. Move out of the way, darling. That's right where it's going to land. Mrs. Fox runs back to Fox and tugs at his arm.
Come on, stop it. Let's go.
Fox pulls on a little hanging wire. A chain unrolls rapidly from the pulley, and a steel cage falls slap down on top of them. And Mrs. Fox, a small tag of the base of the trap, says
Bedoy.
Bedoit fills. Fox and Mrs. Fox stand motionless, side by side in disbelief. No, it just falls straight down right here, doesn't it? I guess it's not spring loaded.
I'm pregnant.
La 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 la
La la la la.
Wait, did you say spring loaded? Are we in Five Nights at Freddy?
Oh my
Spring
fucking
Trap.
god. Bring no.
Spring trap.
Fox.
Fox
stares
stares
at
at
Mrs.
Mrs. Oh,
Fox stares at Mrs. Fox. He is confused but moved. Wow. We're going to have a cub. Honey, that's great news.
You gotta do that weird,
Wow.
like, fucking smirk thing he does.
I can if I can figure out a way to turn on my camera.
You can't
You
do
can't-
it in that.
Wow.
You can't do it in the stage booth,
This
unfortunately.
is a new thing for us. This isn't.
Yeah, we don't. We well, I guess technically it's not, but
we've used this like what other times? One other time? I don't know.
yeah,
You said this-
we've used this. We used this in all the other episodes. The first one we didn't because we didn't have this set up yet. But the second through the fifth one, but we just don't.
Well,
talk
I
in
guess
normal.
it's been 2 episodes for me technically, maybe.
Yeah.
Here, hold on, wait. Maybe I can take a picture of myself and send it to the chat.
Why
God.
is
Be able to
this
be
so
shown
important?
It won't be able to be shown on stream.
Oh,
Oh,
we'll just
will it?
No.
deal with it.
All right, let's
deal
keep
with it.
going. Let's keep going.
Theoretically, he did it.
Sounds come from around the farm. The dog barks, doors open, lights come on, an alarm bell begins to ring in the distance. Fox and Mrs. Fox look terrified. Mrs. Fox says quietly,
If we're still alive tomorrow morning, I want you to find another line of work.
Cut
Is
to a
that your-
wide
Cut
shot of the entire valley. There are thick woods, green and yellow fields, 2 ponds, a small village, and a river running through the middle. 2 years later.
2
12
years
plus
later.
The entrance to a tunnel under a dirt mound covered with holy bushes. Holly?
Holly bushes.
Oh my god. We better not have a fucked up script here. Oh my god.
No, that's how you spell Holly.
Oh,
That's how you
Holly.
spell it.
What the
Yeah.
Oh, I've never heard of that word.
Interior, whole, day. A small, comfortable kitchen off a living room with 2 bedrooms behind it. Fox sits at the kitchen table reading a newspaper called the Gazette. His fur has gone gray at the temples, and he now wears a dark, double-breasted pinstripe suit with a conservative necktie. Mrs. Fox stands live Tucker reaction. Mrs. Fox stands
Tucker
at the countertop, stirring something in a bowl with a whisk. She is dressed in a paint-splattered, cream-colored, Victorian-style dress.
Insert a column in the newspaper with Fox's picture at the top of it in a slightly debonair post.
Debonair.
Debonair post. The caption reads, Fox about town with fantastic Mr. Fox. He said it! He said it! He said it!
We said
Oh my God.
it.
Oh my
Roll
god,
credits.
no way.
Movie.
Roll credits.
Roll credits. On the air episode's over. Bye.
Alright, bye.
Does anybody actually read my column? Do your friends ever talk about it?
Of course. In fact, Rabbit's ex-girlfriend just said to me last week, I should read Fox's column, but they don't get the Gazette. Ash, let's get cracking.
Why would they? It's a rag sheet. Mrs. Fox puts down her bowl and starts slicing a loaf of bread. A small, narrow fox cub comes out of the bedroom wearing white pants and no shirt. His hair is smashed all on one side, sticking up wrong. He is Ash.
I'm sick.
You're
You're
not
not-
sick.
I have a temperature.
Mrs. Fox goes quickly over to Ash and puts her paw to his forehead. You don't have a temperature.
Ash turns away
I-
and says as he goes back to the bedroom, I don't want to go.
Hurry up, you're going to be late.
Mrs. Fox goes back into the kitchen and starts making toast and coffee. Fox whispers to her, I love the way you handled that.
Mrs. Fox looks at Fox sideways. She says loudly to Ash, your cousin Christopherson's coming on the 6th. I want you to be extra nice to him because he's going through a very hard time right now, okay?
Ash comes back out of the bedroom. He now wears a white cardigan and white socks with his white pants tucked into them. He says aggressively,
Where's he going to sleep?
We're going to make a bed for him in your room.
I can't spare the space. Put him in Dad's study.
Fox says without looking up from his newspaper, Dad's study is occupied by Dad. Ash goes back into his bedroom. Fox lowers his newspaper. He looks around the room and he says to Mrs. Fox, I don't want to live in a hole anymore. It makes me feel poor.
Mrs. Fox stops buttering the toast. She looks at the Fox and says softly, we are poor, but we're happy.
Fox twists his paw in the air, indicating, Come
Come-see, come-sa.
Kamasa. Anyway, the views are better above ground. Mrs. Fox nods. She brings Fox a plate of toast and a cup of coffee. Fox takes her paw and says, I'm 7 non-Fox years old now. My father died at 7.5. I don't want to live in a hole anymore, and I'm going to do something about it. Fox kisses Mr. Fox's paw. He suddenly eats through some...
The butt heads with Clayton.
savagely, neatly. Oh my god!
Shut the fuck up!
I'm trying to read this visual novel. Picks up his cup of coffee. Well, I'm off. Fox throws back the last of his coffee, kisses Mrs. Fox on the back of her neck, grabs his briefcase, tucks his newspaper under his arm, and walks to the door. He shouts cheerfully, "Have a good day, my darlings!"
You know, foxes live in holes for a reason.
Fox considers this. Ash comes out of the bedroom again. He has now added a white cape to his ensemble and is in the middle of brushing his teeth. There is toothpaste all over his mouth. Fox looks puzzled. "What are you wearing? Why a cape with the pants tucked into your socks?" Ash scrolls. He spits toothpaste on the floor and goes back into his bedroom. Fox says philosophically, "I guess he's just different." Makes a absurd hand signal, 2 of his fingers with his paw, and a partial thumb. He starts to go out, but pauses to look down at a folded section of his newspaper. Insert a clipping from the real estate section. There's a photograph of a wide, sprawling branch tree at the top of the hill. A caption below it reads, "Tree, living, great views, classic beach." Interior, tree, day. A door opens into a wide, low space with peeling paint. There is an old chair against the wall, a bare light bulb hanging from the ceiling, and a layer of dust over everything. A skinny weasel in a khaki outfit immediately starts in as Fox comes into the living room.
Wait, who's Weasel? It's not me.
Dylan.
Dylan, you're Weasel.
What,
Dylan
I'm
is Stan,
Weasel?
yeah, Dylan is Stan Weasel.
Oh,
Stan
okay.
Weasel.
Obviously, it's the first growth in indigenous. Original dirt floor, good bark, skipping stone, hard earth. Weasel is interrupted. Oh wait,
Go ahead.
I have the next one. Weasel is interrupted by a loud banging clang. He and Fox peer in the next room at a heavy-set opossum with a cowlet. Tinkers Tinkers with some pipes under the kitchen sink. He is Kylie. Weasel snaps at him. "What did I tell you? I'm showing the property. You're not supposed to be here."
He is Kylie.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we got another one!
We're gonna
I'll
see
tell you.
Kylie
Again.
go on screen for very long.
Just go with it. I want to see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. What time is it? I'm sorry. Weasel sighs. He waves his arm to Kylie's direction and says disturbedly, slightly annoyed, This is Kylie. He's a super. He's a little.
Weasel makes a fluttering gesture with his paw. Fox nods, and he points to a bucket on the floor next to Kylie among bolts, tools, and washers.
"What's in the bucket, Mr. Kylie?"
Just minnows. You want one?
"Certainly, thank you." Kylie reaches into the bucket and hands Fox a live, wriggling minnow.
Minnow.
Minnow. Fox swallows it whole. He walks back to the living room. He looks around skeptically. "It's not exactly an evergreen, is it? Aren't there any pines in the market this side of the river?"
Pines are hard to come by in your price range.
"What's that?" Fox crosses to the window. He stares out at 3 sprawling poultry compounds in the distance. Black smoke pours out of the farmhouse chimney on each property. A sign on a water tower in the first compound reads Bogus Farms and has a picture of a chicken on it.
August, you watched the movie with us, Connor. It's
I know,
Bogus.
Scott. Jeez. Of a chicken on it. A sign on a silo in the second compound reads Bunce Industries and has a picture of a goose on it. A sign on the windmill in the third compound reads Bean Incorporated since 1976 and has a picture of a turkey with an apple on it. Weasel says pointedly from across the room.
May I ask, what do you do for a living, Mr. Fox?
Fox's eyes narrow as he looks out, entranced, with his mouth slightly open. He says almost inaudibly, "I used to steal birds. Now I'm a newspaper man."
Oh, sure. I've seen your byline.
Fox snaps out of his reverie and says suddenly, "Good afternoon, gentlemen." Fox shakes hands abruptly with Weasel and starts across the room. Weasel is about to ask something when Fox stops in the doorway, looks back and says, "Oh, and Kylie. Thank you for the..." Say that word again.
Minnow.
"Thank you for the minnow. It was superb." Kylie smiles. Fox exits.
I'll read these ones since my line's next. Exit River Day. A beaver dam across a bend in a fast stream. A still pond sits above, and there is an entrance tunnel tucked beneath a rock in the beaver dam day. A large room of twig, stick, and mud construction. A card at the door reads Badger, Beaver, and So, LOP, attorneys at law. An anxious beaver sits at his desk, reviewing some documents. There's a tape recorder in front of him. Fox paces the floor with his hands collapsed behind his back. Don't buy this straight, Foxy. You're borrowing a 9.5 with no fixed rate. Plus, moving into the most dangerous neighborhood in the country for someone of your type of species.
You're exaggerating, Badger.
I'm sugarcoating it, man. This is Bogus, Bunce, and Bean. 3 of the most meanest, nastiest, ugly farmers in the history of this valley.
An uneasy Otter secretary peers at them from the Otter office. Fox looks intrigued. Really? Tell me about him.
Silence, Badger sighs. He loosens his tie and settles in. All right. A fat man with a huge mustache wears a tweeded suit which stretches at his buttons as much as you can look like they snap off. He holds a 18 gauge shotgun. He stands in front of his farm, which contains a row upon chicken of chicken houses. He is Bogus. Walt Bogus is a chicken farmer, probably the most successful in the world. He weighs in as the same as an adult rhinoceros. He eats 3 chickens smothered with dumplings every day for breakfast, lunch, supper, and dessert. That's 12 in total per diem.
Cut to a tiny man wearing a multicolored twid cap. He holds a small carbine rifle. He stands in front of his farm, which consists of several long buildings and rows like a factory. He is Bunt.
Nate Bunce is a duck and goose farmer. He owns about 2 million ducks and 5 million geese. He's approximately the size of a pot-bellied dwarf. His chin would be underwater in the shallow end of any swimming pool on the planet. His food is homemade donuts with the smashed up goose livers injected into them.
Cut to a tall Skyny, yeah. Cut to a tall Sky. Oh my god.
Danny.
That's what's called. Oh my god, I can't fucking speak. Cut to a tall, skinny man in a long trench coat. He holds a Luger pistol. Oh, that's perfect.
He
stands
all
in
he
front
does
of
is
Lake's
he
farm,
was a trans.
which is an apple orchard that stretches over thousands of acres. A dozen turkeys stand behind him quietly. He is Bean.
He is Bean.
Frank Bean is a turkey and apple farmer. He invented his own species of each. He lives in a liquid diet of strong alcoholic cider, which he makes from his apples. He's as skinny as a pencil, smart as a whip, and possibly the scariest man alive. Currently living. Whoops.
Cut to a Fox and Badger in Badger's office.
The local human children sing a kind of eerie little rhyme about him.
Badger presses a button on his tape recorder. A recording of a group of school children plays. They chant and sing song.
Bogus, Bunce, and Bean. One fat, one short, one
Mean.
He's horrible.
They're horrible, so different in looks, but
Nonetheless equally mean.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
Allah.
Badger presses the stop on the tape recorder. In summation, I think you should just not do it, man. That's all.
I understand what you're saying, and your comments are valuable, but I'm going to ignore your advice.
Badger leaps out of his chair and slams his desk. He points his finger at Fox and screams, "Can somebody slam their desk?"
There you go.
Thank you. Yes, you are.
The cuss am I? Fox jumps up
over
and
points back at Badger, screaming.
Don't cussing point at me.
Are you cussing with me?
Do I look like I'm cussing with you?
Yeah.
Fox and Badger begin to snarl and snap savagely, knocking into the furniture as they circle out in the room, pointing at each other's faces. Suddenly, they calm down all at once, sighing deeply. Pause.
Just buy the cussing tree.
Okay.
Montage. 2 muskrats in orange moving company uniforms unload boxes and furniture from a wagon and carry them to the tree. Fox holds open the front door and barks orders at them. 2 muskrats in white painter's uniforms paint the walls of the living room and trim around the windows with rollers and brushes. Fox stands on top of a drop cloth and barks orders at them. 2 muskrats in blue electrician's uniform work in the kitchen. Mrs. Fox watches over their shoulders and barks orders at them. Fox holds up a pair of flowered curtains in front of a window. He looks to Mrs. Fox and she stares at the curtains thoughtfully. She raises an eyebrow. Fox and Mrs. Fox sit in the window still, looking out at the sunset. Ash stands in between them. The flowered curtains wave in the breeze. Fox raises a pair of binoculars to his eyes. Insert a binocular shot of industrial shack with Bogus Chicken House #1 stenciled on the front of it. somebody else do this because I've been
Cut
talking.
to
over
a fox cub standing in the grass in front of Fox's tree, holding a small Samsonite suitcase. He wears khaki shorts, yellow sneakers, and a blue short-sleeved button-down shirt. He is the same age as Ash, but he is taller, leaner, sleeker, and more graceful. He is Christopherson. A tag around his neck reads, "Unaccompanied minor."
Accompanied minor.
Unaccompanied minor. Ash and Christopherson stand together poised high on a tree branch over an inflatable swimming pool behind Fox's tree. Ash wears oversized swim trunks with a pattern of acorns printed on them. Christopherson wears a professional Speedo with a patch on it that says swim team. Fox sits on the grass eating an apple below. Mrs. Fox paints an easel beside them. Fox says distractedly looking up at Fox and Christopherson.
He's slightly younger, but he's a cuss of a lot bigger. That's just genetics. I guess Ash is a little bodier type.
Mrs. Fox ignores this remark and Ash yells,
"Watch this, Dad!" Ash leaps into the air and does a spectacularly awkward backflip, which he appears to have 4 arms and 3 legs randomly attached to his body, flailing wildly. Shit, excuse me. He hits the water by the side of his head and smacks into the surface back first with a pained yelp. Fox grimaces and he claps mildly.
Good jump, Ash. Remember to keep your tail tucked.
Fox looks his...
Fox looks at Mrs. Fox. Oh, you read it, sorry.
Fox looks at Mrs. Fox's canvas. It is a picture of the pond in a landscape in severe weather with black clouds and lightning bolts. It is signed Facility Fox.
Felicity.
Wait, thunder, rain, and lightning?
Thunder, rain, and lightning?
Danger, water rising.
Fox raises an eyebrow, still painting thunderstorms, I see. Ash climbs out of the pool. Fox looks up into the tree again. Christopherson steps off the branch and performs a reserved but perfect jackknife. He enters the water splashlessly. Fox leaps to his feet, applauding with his paws above his head, whistling and hollering. "Look at that! This kid's a natural! I'm speechless, Christopherson!" Christopherson smiles modestly and shrugs. Ash stares at him stoningly. Fox turns to Mrs. Fox. "Plus he knows karate." Fox sits back down and opens a copy of the Gazette. Ash says half to himself.
I think I'm an athlete.
What are you talking about?
Well, I think I'm an athlete, and sometimes I feel like you guys don't see me that way.
What's the subtext here? Is he praying? Fox points to Christopherson, who is now sitting Indian style on the ground, meditating. His paws are turned upward, with his thumbs touching his index finger, forming a ring. Mrs. Fox squints at him. "We the Beatles from Liverpool."
We the Beatles from Liverpool. I think that's yoga.
Mm-hmm.
How long is Christopherson supposed to stay?
That's me. Oh, no, that's you.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's him. That's Clayton.
I said it.
Read Clayton.
I
Just
said
read it again because it was confusing. Just read it again.
Shit. How long is Christopherson supposed to stay with us?
Until your uncle gets better.
Right, but roughly how long do we plan to give him on that? Double pneumonia isn't really that big of a deal, is it?
Mrs. Fox stops painting and turns to Ash. She whispers, yeah.
Agitated.
Agitated.
As a matter of fact, it is. He's lucky to be alive. Now.
Right, but...
Mrs. Fox snaps the fingers of her paw. She turns quickly to see Christopherson staring at her with a wounded look on his face. He immediately closes his eyes again and resumes his meditating. Mrs. Fox turns back to Ash and says coldly,
Lower your voice, Ash.
"Exterior, tree, night." A knothole window flickering with lamplight. Inside, Ash sits on a braided rug on the floor on the living room reading a comic book called The Adventures of White Cape. On the cover, there is a picture of a ferret leaping off of a motorcycle. Mrs. Fox is in the kitchen, in the background, flattening a hunk of dough with a rolling pin. Christopherson practices Taekwondo in the next room. Fox and Kylie stand in the widow's walk at the top of the tree. They smoke pipes. Fox looks off into the distance and says mysteriously, "Who am I, Kylie?"
Ooh, how? What now?
"Why, a fox? Why not a horse or a beetle or a bald eagle? I'm saying this more like as existentialism. Who am I? And how can a fox ever be happy without forgive the expression, chicken in its teeth?"
Kylie hesitates. He says intrigued.
I don't know what you're talking about, but it sounds illegal.
Here, put this bandit hat on.
Meh.
Fox hands Kylie. Fox hands Kylie a black ski cap. Kylie pulls it down over his face. Fox studies it. Maybe you're medium. Take it off for now. Don't wear it around the house. Kylie takes the ski cap off. Fox scans the horizon with his binoculars. He says mysteriously,
And
so it begins.
The shot zooms out wide. All sounds slip away except for the rustle of the branches of the tree in the breeze. In the distance, a flame bursts like a torch from the smokestack at Bunsen Industries. A spotlight spins from a guard tower in front of Bogus Farms, and a helicopter circles banking over Bean Incorporated. A high-speed train shoots. Yeah, a high-speed train shoots clacking around the countryside and is gone.
interior Thornbush Day.
An elementary school science lab located in the lowest tier in a large bramble. Ash works on a chemistry experiment alongside his lab partner. She's a yellow fox with white spots, just a bit taller than Ash, and she wears a beige dress with flowers on it and barrettes in her hair. She's Agnes. Her name is embroidered into her collar with brown thread in the cursive. They are both having on the protective goggles. There's a rack of vials and beakers in front of them, filled with substances in every color. Agnes stares intently across the room while Ash mixes chemicals. He puts out his hand without looking and says like a surgeon.
Ash.
Oh shit! Magnesium.
Agnes, distracted, does not respond. Ash says curtly,
Magnesium.
Sorry. Agnes hands Ash a silver powder-filled test tube with a pair of tongs. Ash resumes his work. He puts out his hand again.
Pipette.
Ash is staring across the room again. Ash says more sharply,
Pipette.
Sorry. Agnes hands Ash a glass jar with a rubber cap. Ash frowns at her for a second. He sets back to work. He puts out his hand again. Ash is just staring across the room.
Potassium What are you looking at, Agnes?
What are you looking at, Agnes?
What are you talking about?
But Nintendo shit cube. Moj.
Ash leans in front of Agnes to see what she is looking at. His heart sinks. He says sadly,
At the next table, Christopherson tinkers with a Bunsen burner at a low flame, smiling pleasantly at Agnes. An overgrown, hulking beaver wearing part of a football uniform comes over and slams a shoebox full of rocks on the table. He is Beaver's son.
Okay, who's Beaver's son? Oh, that's Dylan.
oh god.
He is his own father.
Like father, like son.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the voice.
Wait.
No.
Wait, is it my turn?
Yeah,
you're
you're
Beaver's,
Beaver's
you're
son.
Beaver's
Sorry,
son.
someone
No.
called me.
No, it's not your beaver son.
Why is your cousin such a wet sandwich?
Oh, I beg your pardon?
What does that mean?
It means I didn't understand what you just said. A wet sandwich?
Yeah, a wet sandwich. He's too short. He dresses like a girl and different.
Are you a bully? You're starting to sound like a bully.
Beaver's son laughs at himself. He takes a piece of wire and stops.
He laughs at himself.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Ha ha ha, you're stupid.
Yes.
Sus.
Beaver's son sticks the end of a wire into the flame in the Bunsen burner. It sparks up a burst of white. He jams it into the beaker, which explodes, covering Christopherson and Beaver's son with silver powder. Their textbooks smolded and begin to ignite. Beaver's son laughs again. Christopherson mumbles to himself, "Ah ha 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 ha."
You've just destroyed the whole experiment. We better extinguish this magnesium. Christopherson leans down under the lab table and comes back with a fire extinguisher. He pulls a pin out of it and points the nozzle. Stand back. Christopherson sprays the burning textbooks with the fire extinguisher. Agnes looks at Christopherson and says genuinely,
I like your ears.
"Thank you. I like your spots."
Really? I used to cover them up.
Christopherson and Agnes both laugh quietly, looking at each other for a curious moment. Ash says desolately,
You're supposed to be my partner.
I am.
No, you're not. You're so disloyal.
I'm 14 and this is deep.
Aren't they in elementary school? They're like 7.
"Yeah,
He's
They're
14 in
elementary
Fox
school.
years. He's 14.
It's
Yeah.
14 in Fox years.
Cut to Fox's study. A map of the valley with notes and arrows written all over it is spread across a desk. The door is closed with a towel jammed under it. Fox sits in his armchair. Kylie sits in a creaky rocking chair.
I used to do this professionally, and I was very successful at it. I had to get out of it for personal reasons, but I've decided to secretly do one last big job on the sly. I'm bringing you as my secretary and personal assistant.
Okay.
This is actually kind of a big deal, so don't just say okay.
Okay, well, thank you.
I'm going to tape this for my records, so don't make a lot of sounds. Meaning stop rocking.
Kylie stops rocking. Fox presses record on a tape recorder and begins.
Master plan, phase 1, side A. Cut to a map of the region. Fox Paws points to relevant areas. We start with Boggus Chicken House number 1. His only security is a few old hunting beagles and a low stone wall. Now, a word about beagles: never look a beagle directly in the eye. And if
Why not?
Fox and Kylie in Fox's study earlier that afternoon, Kylie says bitterly.
Lively.
Beagles aren't so tough.
Yeah, well, first of all, one of these beagles have chronic rabies, and he's on medication for it. And if you get bit by him, you have to get shots in your stomach for 6 months. And second, listen, I'm not going to justify this to you. Just pay attention and stop interrupting me. I'm taping this. Fox and Kylie shimmied down a steep embankment across the stream. I picked some blueberries, butterflied them with a scalpel, and laced one of each with 10 milligrams of high-potency sleeping powder. Fox's paws. Oh, my God. Oh. Oh god!
Oh my
Fox's
god.
paws.
What just happened?
I burped and like it.
I thought Dylan burped.
No, that was Connor.
I didn't hear anything.
Fox's paws meticulously sprinkle a powdered Mickey into a
Wait,
This-
Mickey?
his infinite money glitch. It's being laid on the dogs.
Hey,
Oh
look,
my
it's
God.
the crystal Mickey.
It's a great blueberry and stitch it shut with red thread, enough to tranquilize a gorilla that we can take and have it for sale.
Oh,
Got a gorilla
no.
for sale.
I got a girl to say. Fox and Kylie and Fox's study earlier that afternoon. They now smoke their pipes. What do we make them eat it?
Beagles love blueberries.
Oh,
75
Interior
blueberry.
barnyard day. 75 chickens stand around quietly but anxiously, darting wildly nervous looks at one another. They eat bits of grain off the ground.
Remember, they ain't very smart, but they're incredibly paranoid. So always kill a chicken in one bite.
Cut
Fox
to
and Kylie.
Oh, yeah. You
Cut
got it.
to Fox and Kylie in study earlier that afternoon. They now drink whiskey sours. Fox repeats, one bite. Get it? Fox waits for Kylie to respond. Kylie does not. Fox frowns. Are you listening to me? I look into your eyes and I can't tell whether you're getting anything I'm saying. Kylie stares at Fox vacantly. He shrugs.
Plays the fucking valve noise over the swirly eye.
The
Interior.
freaking Among Us sus noise.
Oh
Whoa.
no.
This is you doing cocaine.
Wow.
This is you doing cocaine.
This-
Make a meme.
This
on the bottom
is
right.
crack.
This is crack.
Sorry, Mr. Fox. I'm high on crack right now. I'll be back later.
You hear that, Dewey? It gives you a boner.
Alright.
We leave off. Kylie stares vacantly. As Kyle stares at Fox vacantly, he shrugs. Interior bedroom night. Ash lies in a top bunk. Christopherson stands over a low table with a model high-speed train on it. He says warily, "Do you mind if I slide in my bedroll slightly out from under the train set? It's hard to sleep in a corkscrew position." Pause. Ash says, Yeah.
There's a
Pause,
lot of
Ash. Sorry, fuck. You read.
Fucking hell. Pause. Ash says ominously, "There's a lot of attitudes going around here. Don't let me get one."
No, it's only just that my spinal cord is getting.
Sleep wherever you want, pal. Here, take my bed. I'll just crawl under the bookcase. Who cares if I get splinters in my ears?
Never mind.
You're gonna go pout about it? Because I had to up to... Here? With the sad house guest routine?
Christopher.
Uh-oh.
No!
Quietly.
No!
Good night.
No,
Here, are we
Cerek's
good?
internet died.
I knew it was gonna happen.
Oh
No,
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 okay. You're
no,
good,
he's
you're
back.
Oh, I'm
good.
back. Okay.
There we go.
All right. It shit for a second, but I'm back.
Okay.
Christopherson stares at Ash. Ash stares back at him. Christopherson sighs, and he says quietly, "Good night." Christopherson crawls under the low table. Ash flicks off a light switch on the wall. Silence. Christopherson begins to quietly cry. Ash listens uneasy and concerned. He climbs down the ladder of his bunk bed. He looks underneath the table. He kneels in front of the train set and presses a button. Tiny bell begins to ring. A miniature bridge lowers. Christopherson sadly crawls back out from under the table and kneels next to Ash. They watch together as the train pulls out of the station and begins to circle its tracks.
Exterior, meadow night. Fox and Kylie move swiftly across the tall grass. Fox pauses to sniff the air. He nods. A few beagles, as we discussed, but we're ready for that. Fox and Kylie cross a dirt lane and come out of a shallow ditch. Fox licks the pinky of his paw and holds it up in the air. You feel that? The wind is in our faces. Kylie touches his face with his paw. He nods. Fox and Kylie run along the edge of the ditch. Kylie says casually, "Dylan."
Wait, where? Oh, there we are. Yeah, back in the old days, I didn't. Didn't they used to do a thing where if somebody saw a wolf,
What wolf?
the one up
Fox
your pants?
That... Whoa!
What?
Whoa!
Whoa!
Why do you
I
look?
know
Why
really
you?
cool.
Why
I gotta
you
go
looking?
take care of this. It's a flat noodle.
Guys,
Yes,
I think I'm gonna
honey.
go.
Yes, honey.
Fox stops in his tracks. His eyes dart around. His eyes dart about. Kylie looks at him curiously. Oh, nothing. Never mind. Fox and Kylie veer over shorter grass as Fox points ahead, regaining his composure. Here comes the low stone wall. Not a problem. Fox and Kylie climb over a low stone wall and find themselves at the base of a chain link fence, 11 feet high. This is a chain link fence, I guess. Did I not remember this? Maybe it's new. Let's pause.
Suddenly angry. More.
What the fuss? There's this giant fence Where did this giant fence come from? We had a master plan. Kylie motions to a yellow plywood lightning bolt bolted to the fence.
What's the lightning bolt for?
That, I guess, hypothetically, could mean maybe this fence might be electric.
So let's say
Let's say
hypothetically.
Hypothetically,
Right.
you bought a
And-
piece of poplar from the Home Depot.
Let's say hypothetically, this fence, right,
Wait.
was electric, right, and you touched it, and you died.
You
Ben
die.
Shapiro's the owner
Where
of
would
August
your
Farms.
soul go to?
No, he's bunts because Ben Shapiro's short, isn't he? He's bunts.
How tall is he actually?
I think
Oh, let me
he's
look this up real quick.
5'5".
Oh,
I think he's short.
No, Bunce is like
Yeah, Bunts
Like-
in the movie is like 4 feet tall, but
no, he's probably like 4'2".
yeah. Ben Shapibo is.
Is Cerek Bean?
yes.
Okay,
It was very,
I was
it was very perfect because he was described as wearing a trench coat and also
He's
very tall and
5'6".
skinny.
yeah.
He is 5'6".
Mm,
Who is?
Ben,
Ben
Shapiro.
Shapiro.
Oh,
People measured him with the American flag.
Oh my god!
I didn't.
Dang. All right.
Where are we?
I'm at mine.
Kylie.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, I just hope it doesn't mean thunder. I have a phobia of that.
Fox and Kylie climb a tree and crouch at the end of one of its branches. Fox produces a Ziploc bag filled with blueberries with white thread stitched into them. Watch this. Fox puts a blueberry into the end of the straw and shoots it out into the yard. Cut to the blueberry landing on the ground in front of the chicken house. I like it. Number 1. A beagle approaches it and sniffs at it. He eats it and then looks very pleased. He falls over, out cold. On.
Cut to.
Oh.
Hello.
Ugh.
Cut to. Fox with an ecstatic expression on his face. He whistles sharply with half chirp and makes his obscure hand signal. He rapidly shoots more and more blueberries across the barnyard. Beagles eat blueberries and fall over one after another. Fox and Collie drop down into the barnyard and sprint among unconscious beagles. Fox whispers excitedly as they run.
Beagles love blueberries. Didn't I tell you? The master plan's working again. Fox and Kylie hide behind a shed and peer across the yard. Fox whispers, "This is the tricky part. One of us has got to jump that barbed wire, slide under the tire spikes, and flip open the fence latch. Who's it going to be?" Dylan.
Not me.
You know who could do this part easily? Is Christopherson. The kid's like a professional Olympic level.
No, why don't we get around that way? There's no obstacles.
Yeah, that's better. Fox and Kylie race.
I love that scene so much.
That scene is wonderful.
Yeah, let's go this way. What about that way? Oh.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, that's better.
Oh.
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 Any of my videos. Oh.
Fox and Kylie race through a gap at the end of the tangled chain link fence and barbed wire. They dart at the door to the building marks Chicken House Number 1, flip a latch, and duck inside. Pause. There's an eruption of crazy squawking. Dime crazy squawk? No way. Go follow it up.
I'm funny, Squawk.
Hey, we're not at the shameless plug yet.
Screaming and fighting from inside. The chicken house rumbles. Lights jolt across the ground. What? Lights jolt across the compound. An alarm goes off. Voices yell. The chicken house door swings open again, and Fox and Kylie emerge among a cloud of feathers. Fox carries 5 chickens, and Kylie has one live one. Fox yells.
I said one bite. Cuss it.
I'm trying. I get a different kind of teeth from you. I'm a opossum.
Kylie tries to bite the chicken on the neck. The chicken is unharmed. Kylie
oppressed.
shrugs.
I'm a
Kylie shrugs. Fox kills the chicken with one quick flick of his jaws. Kylie looks horrified.
Ugh, that's so grisly. There's blood and everything.
We're killing chickens. There's going to be blood in this story. Follow me. Fox and Kylie dash towards the electric fence. They stop.
I just realized we missed the perfect opportunity to make a "what the dog doing" joke. Fuck. Fuck.
We'll have plenty more opportunities during the ending of this movie. What the dog doing?
What's the master escape plan?
Yo mama.
Yo mama.
Yo, ball-headed. Too
Boom.
pomade.
Fox hesitates, confused. A gunshot fires from among the chicken houses. Fox shouts to Kylie.
Follow me again.
Fox and Kylie run back across the barnyard, past the beagles as they appear to wake up and stagger around. Farmhands appear, loading shotguns, running into the confusion. Fox and Kylie race by, unnoticed among them. They dart into the house, through a flap in the back door. The lights are out in the kitchen. They take a moment, breathing hard in the darkness. Kylie shakes his head in disbelief.
Wow, that was amazing. How did we do that? We ran the other way or like something.
If you take that out of context, like take the "we ran the other way" or something, it just sounds like they just got done having like vigorous dumpster doo-doo sex.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Dumpster doo-doo sex.
Yeah.
What happens now?
I have no idea. Fox opens the door flap a crack. He looks out and sees Bogus opening the front gate to let out his beagles and farmheads barking and shooting. As they search for intruders, Fox shouts to Kylie, "Holy cuss, they opened the gates! Follow me again!"
Lightning quick, Fox and Kylie burst out through the door flap, race across the barnyard, and dart through the open gate. Up the road, Bogus screams furiously as he runs to the back with his pack of beagles and farmhands. Fox and Kylie fly into the bushes as they race through the underbrush. Fox says breathlessly,
Let's hit the 5 and dine on the way home. We need to find some fake price tags and wrap these chickens in wax paper. So it looks like we got them at the butcher shop.
Fox and Kylie howl ecstatically.
Oh!
Bark for me. You know those people on Twitter that just go like, "bark for me," and then all the comments are just like, rough.
And there's the random one goes mo.
Oh. Oh my God! Stop that. Mrs. Fox studies a crayon price tag labeled $4 attached to a wax paper wrapped parcel. She opens the parcel and holds up a dead chicken by the leg. There's a small metal clip around its ankle. She examines it. She frowns. Fox comes in, grabs an apple out of a bowl, and starts back out of the room. Where did you get this chicken?
Picked it up from the 5 and 9 last night on our way back from.
It's got a Bogus Farms tie around its ankle.
Must have escaped from there before I bought it.
Fox walks out of the room, leaving Mrs. Fox curiously examining the chicken. He whispers to Kylie out the window.
It's Bunce tonight. He's got a refrigerated smokehouse with.
I thought you said we were going to do one last big job.
We are, but it's not done yet. It's triple header.
So we're doing to get 3 times.
Owen Wilson!
Oh, yeah, exterior field day. Christopherson stands to a white ferret. Stands next to a white ferret dressed in a polyester football coaching shorts and a shirt that says "Sand Dogs" on it. He has very muscular arms and wears a whistle around his neck and a baseball cap.
Oh,
He
it's
is Coach Skip.
Oh my god.
They watch a group of small animals playing a complicated game in the meadow. Coach, we don't have a whack bat where I'm from. What are the rules?
There's no whack bat on the other side of the river?
No, we mostly just run grass
Wow.
sprints or play acorns.
Well, it's real simple. Basically, there's 3 grabbers, 3 taggers, 5 twig runners, and the player of the whack bat. The center tagger lights the pine cone and chucks it at the basket. And the whack batter tries to hit it and center stick up across the rock. Then the twig runners dash back and forth, the pine cone burns out. And the umpire calls hot box. Finally, at the end, you count up however many score downs it adds up to and divide that by 9.
Oh, there's weed in this game?
Yeah, there's weed. You have to hotbox to win. whoever smokes the most weed by the end of the game.
Whoever
wins.
gets the most high wins.
Willie
Yeah.
Nelson would beat everybody.
Wow.
What if Crash were weird? What if Crash were real?
Yeah, how would that
real.
work? Yeah, how would that work?
How would that
Oh
work?
my god. Got it.
Go in for Ash. Substitution Ash, come out. You need a breather.
Substitution ass, come out.
Ass.
Ash runs over to the sidelines. He is drenched in sweat and slightly hyperventilating.
Oh shit. I still feel good, coach. Come on. Let me finish the save. No, come on. Step out. Let's go.
Ash
Ow.
jogs out. Ow. You suck. Ash jogs out, glaring at Christopherson as he races in. He stands next to Coach Skip, catching his breath.
Am I getting better, coach? Well, you're sure as cuss not getting any worse. Really? Really? You thought I could be as good as my dad if I keep practicing? Your dad? Your dad was the best whack bat player we've ever had in this school.
Coach Skip points out a trophy case in the window of a thorn bush behind them. There's a small statue of Fox in the position, ready to swing a sort of oar with spikes on it. A plaque below it reads, designated whack batter, MVP. The statue is surrounded by trophies and medals.
You don't want to compare yourself to that, do you? Yeah, but I think I have some of the raw talent or natural talent here, don't you? You're improving. Let's put it like that.
There's a shout from the field. Ash and Coach Skip watch as Christopherson receives a pitch from Beaver's son and cracks a line drive, blasting the pine cone into a little wooden stick. Balanced on a rock and knocking it spinning over the heads of all the other little animals. He takes off full speed and hurdles a stump while 3 rabbits sprint off in various zigzags and the others chase after the flying stick. A moment later, an umpire's voice cries, "Hot box!" Christopherson runs back into the position and shouts along the way, "Divide that by 9, please."
Hello, Grandma. I need to.
Grandma, I need to
sell your TV.
I need to sell your television. Coach Skip looks stunned. He says in disbelief,
Holy cuss, that's the first time this kid's ever swung a whack bat? He really is your father's nephew, isn't he? Wow.
"Wow." Ash
Wow.
looks taken aback. He says coyly,
No, that's
Holy.
Led.
"No? Oh no, that's your fuck."
He's from my mother's side.
Ash nods. He spits on the ground and watches the game silently. He sees Agnes standing further up the side of the line. She holds a sun with a red K painted on it. Ash frowns and points at it.
What's that stand for?
It's for the pep.
That's for testicles.
It's a K.
We're going steadily.
Silence. Ash nods. He says reluctantly. Well, I shouldn't say anything. You'll learn soon enough.
Learn what?
Ash
I'm
sighs.
so confused.
Hold on, I've watched this movie and I still don't know what she's supposed to learn. What?
Yeah.
What?
Ash sighs. He shrugs, leans over, and whispers in Agnes' ear.
Huh?
You suck.
Wait, K means strike out, doesn't it? I think it does in baseball. I have no idea.
I thought the K was supposed to stand
Sports
for Christopherson.
Sports ball.
Yeah.
Too, yeah.
The K would stand for Christopherson. That's what
Maybe-
I thought. If
maybe
she was
the
rooting for him.
Maybe the joke is
Maybe.
maybe the joke is she put a K up for Christopherson, but K actually kind of means something in Whackbat. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it means strikeout. I don't know. Who knows? Not me. I don't even know the rules of Whackbat.
We
Yeah.
can look it up later. We'll learn the lores of
learn the lore.
Mr. Fantastic Mr. Fox's Whackbats.
Hi, my name's
Whackbat,
Owen
yeah.
Wilson. I'm going to teach you how to play Whackbat today. Wow.
Where did we leave off?
Interior dining room evening. Ash, Christopherson, and Kylie sit at the children's table eating dinner. Next to Ash there's a small, slightly beaten up statue of a fox with his front legs raised in the air, holding a medal above his head. Kylie points at it.
What's that?
This? Nothing. Some old trophy I won for being an athlete.
Fox and Mrs. Fox sit at the adults' table. Fox guzzles the last slip of wine and says with his mouth full of food, "I'm supposed to cover this book party at some animal's nest in a tobacco field down the hill. So me and Kylie are going to hop over there and give it a whirl. Don't wait up." Fox pulls his napkin out of his collar, drops it on the table, and stands up. Mrs. Fox acts coolly.
What's the book?
Some memoir. I'll give him to sign you a copy. Fox kisses Mr. Fox. Fox kisses Mr. Fox. Fox
Mwah,
kisses
I'm
Mr.
kissing
Fox.
myself. Mwah, mwah.
Fox kisses Mrs. Fox. Charlie Sheen on the cheek. She
I
looks
have
at
a
him.
dog as a
He looks at him. She looks at him suspiciously.
Oh my fucking god.
When dinner is sus.
when dinner is sus.
When
Dinner was pitch perfect. Oh no.
I drive
Oh,
a late
no.
dinner.
Exterior woods night. Fox and Kylie walk among the tree. Oh my god. Walk
Oh
among
my
the
fucking
tree.
god.
They are dressed in their
Wow.
prowling outfits. I spotted a couple of broken burglar bars underneath the back door.
Bunglers.
Bunglers.
Bunger.
Bunger, 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 bunger.
Wait.
I spotted a couple of
didn't-
I spotted a
didn't
couple
they-
of broken
Sorry.
burglar bars underneath the back door to Bean's secret cider cellar. Oh my god.
Didn't they skip bunts in this script, or did we already read
No.
that?
No, we already read that.
No, we're going to bunts.
Oh.
You know what? You know what's
But it says
worse?
beans, though.
You know
Yeah, I
what's
think they're planning for the next heist, I think.
Yeah, well, you know what's worse is that fucking. I used to be called Cider. A friend of mine used to call me Cider because they mixed one of my online names, Spider, with my real name. So that's
Oh.
gonna fuck me up.
That's-
Yeah.
I casted Cerek. This is probably Cerek's greatest role. It's
Yeah.
I think they did skip it because
That's- you guys
because
did.
they're breaking into his cellar. But
Yeah,
I mean, there
I
nothing really happened at Bunts, though.
Well,
Nothing really happened at
I
Bunts.
think
so
they've
sorry.
already done, but I don't think they
No,
did Buns.
No,
New bunts.
but nothing
Well-
really did happen though.
Yeah,
There's no
Bunts
big-
I'm pretty sure Bunts happened off screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. They showed it in the movie.
I
But,
don't
like-
remember.
Okay, let's just read.
I don't
Let's
remember.
just read.
Let's just read. We'll find out later.
All right, we're breaking into Bean's house
Stellar,
where he lives.
where he keeps the cider.
No.
Below where he lives.
Clayton.
Oh, I thought that was Kylie. Oh, below where he lives.
Ash, dressed in his own prowling outfit, is walking with Fox and Kylie. Fox stops short. Where did you come from? Go back to the tree and do your homework.
I want to steal some. I want to help you steal some cider.
This chicken is cold.
We're going to a book party, and keep your mouth shut about any cider because no one ever said that. Get out of here.
But Dad.
But nothing. You're going to get me in a lot of trouble. Besides, you're too little and uncoordinated. Other animals stand in silence for a minute. Fox points towards the tree. Ash spits on the ground and turns and starts back home. Fox shakes his head. Where the cuss does that kid get off? Can you believe that? How'd he get tipped off? You think he's going to tell on us? Fox turns to Kylie.
Kylie looks back at him vacantly.
Before we go any further, from now on, can you give me some sort of signal once in a while? Just so I know any of this is getting through to you.
Pause. Pause.
Pause.
Kylie makes a slight motion with his paw. Fox hesitates.
Was that it? Okay.
There's another one.
Oh
Fox
wait,
was-
wait. I actually didn't know what happened at Bunch because remember they walk into the freezer and they get all cold, but I think that was literally it. Like nothing
Yeah.
important happened.
Yeah, we
in
might
that
have
scene.
already read over that.
Yeah.
Maybe. I
Fox
don't
looks
know.
back quietly. He seems simultaneously relieved and agitated. He looks around nervously. Ah, good, you made it. Christopherson comes out of the bushes and uneasily approaches Fox and Kylie. Anybody see you?
I think so.
Here, put this bandit hat on. Fox hands Christopherson a black ski cap. Exterior, barnyard night.
They
Oh,
call me
no.
bombastic.
To the barnyard.
I mean, Mr. Boombastic.
Call me
Fox, Kylie, and
bombastic.
Christopherson, all wearing ski caps, pulled down over their faces, dart across the yard, and run the back of Bean's farmhouse. Christopherson says as they run.
I must say, I'm pleased to be invited, but I'm not sure I should be doing this, Uncle Foxy. Dum 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 dee dum 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 dum.
Why not?
No, that's not. I was referencing Foxy's fucking little tune that he sings when you play
Oh.
Five Nights at Freddy's 1. Yeah, he does a little dum 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 every once in a while if you listen closely.
Why not?
Because I don't like to be dishonest with people.
Well, just keep your mouth shut and it won't be a problem.
Yeah, but I don't think you should come with us either.
We're not taking a vote.
Bucks climbs into a garbage pail and pulls up in a window shutter. He jiggles a bent burglar bar. Kyle looks around nervously.
You know, one time I saw this wolf I saw.
What's with all this wolf talk? Can we give it a rest for once?
I'm horny. Okay, stop.
What?
What?
Whoa now!
Dylan.
Kylie, save it for when we get home.
I'm horny.
I'll give you a
If you want me to find you a plaque or something to use, wait till we get home.
Dad, I'm back with Cider. What's going on?
A vast, damp, gloomy cellar with hundreds of glass jars stacked from floor to ceiling. Each jar is marked cider. Gauges and monitors glow on valves and bats, and a trapdoor stands propped open over a vault in the floor flipped with apples. Fox, Kylie, and Christopherson come inside and quickly drop to the brick floor. Kylie
I said this before, but I'll say it again. I really hope there's not a My Little Pony doll in one of those jars.
Oh no!
Oh no! The
Hey,
pea
look at all
jar.
this apple juice.
Fox.
Apple juice? Apple juice? We don't come here for apple juice. This is some of the strongest, finest alcoholic cider money can buy, or that can be stolen. It burns in your throat, boils in your stomach, and tastes almost exactly like pure melted gold.
The match strikes in the darkness. Fox and Kyle look around the room frantically. On the highest shelf, peering out of behind a huge jar, they see an enormous rat in a striped shirt with a lit match on his claw. The tag stitched into his breast pocket reads "Bean
Here we go,
Security."
Cerek.
He puts the flame into his mouth to snuff it out and holds the matchstick in his teeth. He is twice as long as Fox, extremely greasy, and moves like a beatnik. He takes a draw from a small rubber tube inserted in the neck of his cider jar, and he says with a slightly sinister New Orleans accent.
I don't know if I can do New Orleans accent, but I'll do something.
Just do Willem Dafoe.
Y'all are trespassing now, illegally around these parts. We don't take kindly to cider poachers.
Fox and Rat stare at each other. Fox says finally, "You've aged badly, Rat."
You're getting a little long in the tooth yourself, partner.
Rat spins around and hurls himself, scuttling over a shelf down the wall and through the air onto the brick floor at Fox's feet. He flicks open a switchblade and brandishes it. He hisses. Kylie shrieks. He darts away and jumps into a bucket of apples. Fox takes an old-fashioned boxing stance. Christopherson strikes a karate pose behind him.
How's your old lady doing?
Kylie peers out from the bucket nervously. Fox circles Rat while Christopherson flanks at him. Do you refer to my wife?
She was the town's heart in her day, wild, fat, loose, and pretty as a mink stole. She was the creme brulee until you made an honest woman out of her, Mr. Fox.
Kylie says, intrigued from the bucket.
Is that true?
Of course not. I mean, certainly she lived. We all did, but it was a different time. Let's not use a double standard. She marched against the...
But town fart.
The fart.
Shut up!
Rat lunges at Fox with his switchblade. Fox dodges nimbly. He cocks an eyebrow and smiles.
can't think of cocking an eyebrow than thinking of that one video of the Rock, where he looks over and,
Yeah,
and he
he's
cocks
like,
an
"Oh,
eyebrow and goes.
Yeah.
That was close, Rat. Be careful.
Oh, I'm as careful as a. The door at the top of the stairs opens suddenly with a loud creak. Fox and Rat freeze. Christofferson jerks a sheet of wax paper out from underneath the rat's feet. Rat trips backwards and falls into a vault.
Uh-oh.
Riley and Jack in the
Oh.
bucket with them.
Oh.
Fox zooms up a shelf and hides behind a cider jar. Mrs. Bean comes swiftly down the stairs and walks straight over the shelf, over to the shelf where Fox is hiding. She carries a meat cleaver and a rolling pin. My internet
How many jars should I bring up, Franklin?
They're British.
Bean. My internet wasn't cutting out just then, was it?
It
It
cut out for like
was,
a
but only
split
slightly.
second.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Bean answers from upstairs. I don't know. Two, I guess.
Mrs. Bean grabs 2 jars directly next to the one Fox is hiding behind and tucks them under her arm. Fox senses his body. He shivers slightly. A graze of the red fur on his arm sticks out barely behind his jar. He sneaks out gingerly and presses it down. Mrs. Bean hesitates. You drank 3 yesterday, though.
All right. Take 3.
Mrs. Bean grabs Fox's jar and pulls it off the shelf, looking away at the last instant. Fox's eyes freeze wide open in a state of shock. His body is contorted into a yoga posture, vaguely the shape of a cider jar. Mrs. Bean looks towards the stairs with her back to the shelf. There's 3's too many. It's unhealthy. You're anorexic. I'll bring up 2. Oh God. Jesus.
Damn.
Damn. Mrs. Bean puts the jar back on the shelf in front of Fox. Fox relaxes slightly, and Mrs. Bean grabs Fox's jar away again. Fox's eyes freeze wide open. Mrs. Bean says reluctantly, well, maybe, just in case. The trap door rattles slightly as Rat scratches at it, trying to free himself. His muffled voice shrieks furiously, but faintly, from beneath the floorboards. Bean says encouragingly from upstairs.
Yeah, in case I get real thirsty.
No, 2's plenty.
real thirsty.
I get real thirsty.
Get real thirsty.
Mrs. Bean puts Fox's jar back onto the shelf and walks away to the bottom of the stairs. She stops. She looks back curiously. She scans the corners of the room. She turns away, goes upstairs, and closes the door. Kylie says in the darkness,
Oh my! That was like a scene out of a.
the door opens again. Bean himself stands silently in the dark at the top of the stairs. He lights a cigarette. Silence. He shuts the door.
Cut to Fox, Kylie, and Christofferson running away from Bean's farmhouse, rolling jars of cider in wicker baskets with wheels. Kylie and Christofferson look badly shaken. Fox whispered excitedly.
What did I tell you? This kid's a natural, am I right?
A gunshot rings out, taking us.
Boom! Boom!
Boom.
Boom!
Bean sits in an armchair in the dark at the far end of his porch, just sipping on a
Oh,
glass
here we
of
go.
cider moonshine. Here we go.
Oh,
Bogus
shit.
and Bun sit across from him eating goose liver donuts and sliced chicken sandwiches. Bean says warmly, It's so good to come. Lovely to see you. You're both splendid. How have you been?
Come
And
get
help,
some.
Come get some.
Tell my wife I love her!
Come.
Bogus starts to answer, but Bean interrupts. Nathan, all's well. Bunce begins to speak, but Bean continues. Wonderful. Bean takes a long pull from his glass. He winces and smiles. Pause. Any Fox problems? Silence. Bogus and Bunce suddenly erupt, wildly agitated and emotional.
Are you joking?
It's horrible.
We're miserable.
He's laughing at us.
It's humiliating.
We're furious.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Bean nods. He lights a cigarette. Yes, I thought perhaps we ought to kill him.
Bogus
Bogus and Bunce both look slightly puzzled. They hesitate.
Well, that seems rather obvious.
We've tried. He's too sneaky.
Ah, right, of course.
folks.
Not yet, not yet. He's very... Wait, sly. Might be quite difficult, I suppose. Pause. Bean suddenly leaps to his feet, pulls out a 9mm lugger out of his coat pocket. The Glocka.
Got the
It
Glock.
fires behind his back. It fits perfectly. Oh my god! Right over his shoulder and between his legs, shooting out the light bulbs. The porch goes dark. Bean flicks on a flashlight and he points it at his two colleagues' faces. They look scared. He says darkly, "But I've already figured out where this fox lives, and tomorrow night we're going to camp in the bushes, wait for him to come out of his hole in his tree, and shoot the cuss to smithereens. How's that grab you, fellas?" Bogus and Bunce hesitate. They nod and murmur. Their approval.
Fox and Kylie
Anybody
come.
want to pick up from there?
I'll pick up.
Okay.
Interior Fox trees night. Fox and Kylie come quietly into the half-lit kitchen, dressed in their proudly outfits. They walk to the door.
Another book party?
Fox and Kylie turn around, startled. Miss Fox sits on a stool in the darkened pantry.
Whoa, I didn't see you there, just sitting in the dark over there. Yeah, no, actually, there's a fire. I got the call. They said maybe it's arson. I got to interview the marshal and see what's...
That reminds me, is there any firefighters in the chat? I'm gonna ask for Scott.
Oh
Yeah,
my
is there any
God.
firefighters?
Comment if
Are
you're a
any firefighters
firefighter.
listening home?
Comments if you're a firefighter.
Hey,
You
if
don't
you're
have any
watching
of
this
those.
and are in our Discord server, you can come watch us in the Discord server.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're actually have it set up so that you can watch
You
us.
can literally join us right now.
Yeah, you can join us right now as we're
Right
saying
now.
that. All right, Kylie, is he telling the truth?
Kylie.
Kyla.
Whoops! I was turning off in the space. I don't want to be put.
That's very fitting for
Perfect.
Kylie, actually. That's very fitting.
Yeah.
I don't want to be put in the middle of this.
Connor.
Connor.
Oh, sorry. Thanks, Kylie.
Across
Can
the
we
room
pause
is-
for like a couple seconds? I need to pee.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Oh my god, go pee!
Go
Shut up.
pee.
Go
It's-
pee!
Hey, that's my line.
Dylan,
What a
no.
dweeb, can't hold his bladder.
And hold is bogus.
Hey,
One's bogus and bean. One's fat, one's mean, one's lean. One fat, one short, one's. Wait, hold on. I gotta find out. Hold on. I want to sing it.
No, it's like one's fat.
Does
One's
anyone remember what?
short,
Does anyone remember what page it was on, bro?
No.
I know.
It's somewhere towards
It's
the
in the
beginning.
beginning. Yeah.
Because it's in the office.
Yeah. Bogus, bunce, and mean. One
It's
fat,
before-
one
it's-
short,
it's-
one lean. These horrible crooks, so different in looks, were nonetheless equally mean. I don't know. Yo ho,
think
yo
that's
ho, a
it.
pirate's life for me.
Yo ho, and
We
a
gotta do
bottle
the
of
second part of that. We gotta
we
do.
do,
that.
we do. The problem is I go on vacation in a week, so it might have to wait a second. I go on vacation literally tomorrow, so that's why it's on a Thursday instead of a Friday. My God, because I couldn't be there. Because I'm just cooler than you guys.
What if we do it tonight?
I still have yet to do part one.
Yeah, Cerek hasn't done part 1 yet. We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
I could probably do that really quickly.
Bogus, bunce, and mean. The one fat, one short, one lean. These horrible crooks, so different in looks, were nonetheless equally mean. Yo
haven't had
ho,
anything, so
yo
I had to get
ho,
food.
what pirates.
Diggity-da-dee-dee-do-do.
Imagine eating food to survive.
Welcome back, piss boy.
Yeah.
Shut
you
up.
Piss
are.
boy, piss boy.
All right.
All right, we're ready.
Yeah. We were at. Thanks, Kylie.
Across the room.
We're at
Yeah.
40. We were at 41.
Across the room, Mrs. Fox sees Christopherson standing in the doorway, wearing his black ski cap. She looks puzzled, then angry. Christopherson looks uneasy. Mrs. Fox turns to Fox and says darkly,
Why is he wearing that bandit hat?
Because we're cold. He's not with us. Back to bed.
Christopherson quickly turns away and runs upstairs. Mrs. Fox's eyes narrow.
If what I think is happening, it better not be.
Cut two. Bogus, Bunce, and Bean waiting crouched in the bushes. Bean licks his finger and holds it up to test the direction of the wind. He nods, points to his nose, and gives a thumbs up to Bogus and Bunce. Exterior, Fox tree, night. Fox pokes his head up out of the hole. He sniffs once. He moves an inch forward and stops. He sniffs again. He waits 1 moment and listens. He steps out of the hole and says stonily,
Nice job covering for me. Next time, try.
a twig snaps. Fox freezes. Cut to Bogus, Bunce, and Bean frozen in the bushes. Cut to the branches of the trees as the wind suddenly changes to its direction. Cut to Fox on high alert. He rapidly sniffs the air 3 times in a row. He turns to a confused Kylie and says, panicking,
All 3.
Fox and Kylie spin around and dart back into the hole as Bogus, Bunce, and Bean open fire wildly into the bushes. Fire wildly from the bushes. A barrage of bullets and buckshot rips into the tree bark. Silence. Smoke from the 3 gun floats upward in the night air. Bogus, Bunce, and Bean approach the tree. Bean shines in his flashlight on Fox's hole. In the circle of light on the ground lies tattered and blood-stained remains of Fox's tail, and Bean picks it up and holds it in the air in front of Bogus and Bunce. We got the tail, but we...
That's me. That's me.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. We got the tail, but we missed the fox.
Bean takes out his walkie-talkie and says into it.
Petey, sorry to wake you. Can I trouble you to dash out here right away with, shall we say, 3 shovels, 2 pickaxes, 500 rounds of ammunition, and a bottle of apple cider? Interior... yeah, you
You
can
want to
read
read it, or do you want me to read it?
I'll read it. Interior, Fox's trees night. Mrs. Fox licks the stump of Fox's tail and mends it with a gaze and medical tape.
So aggressive. Oh my god.
She looks furious. Fox! I love milk!
God, I love milk.
God, I fucking love milk! She looks furious. Kylie and the Fox cubs watch, concerned. Ash says dismissively,
It'll grow back, won't it?
Tails don't grow back, except for lizards.
Tails don't grow back. I'm going to be tailless for the rest of my life.
Well, anyway, it's not half as bad as double pneumonia, right? Dad's got 1 foot on the grave and 3 feet in banana peel. It's a lot worse than...
Christopherson hurls an acorn violently onto the floor. It ricochets off a wall into a teacup. Everyone falls silent. Christopherson turns away. Excuse me, everyone. I'm going to go meditate for half an hour. Christopherson walks out of the room. Mrs. Fox looks at Ash and says angrily,
You've got 29 minutes to come up with a proper apology.
Ash turns to Fox. He caresses his arms in front of his chest and stares grimly. He suddenly explodes, half sobbing in a rage. What? Where's my bandit hat? Why didn't I get shot at? You think I'm no good at anything? Well, maybe you're right. Thanks.
He storms out of the room. Fox looks shocked. Kylie shrugs.
I told you not to bring him.
Kylie walks out of the room. Cut to Fox lying in bed staring at the ceiling in the dark next to Mrs. Fox.
Why the cuss didn't I listen to my lawyer? At this point, we're lucky if we can flip this tree around for half of what we already sunk into it. Fox flips over on his stomach. I won't be able to sleep on my back for 6 weeks, and on my stomach I feel congested. Why the cuss did I listen to my lawyer?
Because you don't listen to anybody.
What was that?
What? I said,
It's quite
There's a
scraping down from above. Fox jumps out of his bed. He hollers.
Wake up, everybody! They're digging us out!
There's a scrunch and then a loud thump from above. Mrs. Fox looks up.
Brian, look out!
They'll kill the children!
Brian, look out!
They'll kill the children!
Over my dead body, they will.
That's
Brian,
what I'm
look
saying.
out.
You'd be dead too in that scenario.
Well, I'm arguing against that.
What are you talking about?
Why are you yelling at me?
Stop! Stop! Stop!
Why are you buying clothes at the soup store? Fuck you!
Marge!
Marge!
I'm at soup.
I'm at
What do you
soup.
mean you're at soup?
Why are you buying clothes at the soup
The
store?
soup store.
Fuck
Stop
you.
yelling at me. Fuck you.
Fox and
Fox
Mrs.
is-
Fox turn
You go ahead.
quickly to Kylie, standing in his doorway with a red blanket wrapped around his shoulders. Ash and Christopherson stand behind him. They look terrified. Kylie shouts in a pained voice.
You say one thing, she says another. It's all the changes back again.
The point of a shovel, it pierces the ceiling. Everyone looks up and stares in shock. Fox suddenly leaps across the room with a wild energy, scrambles halfway up a wall, and throws 2 chairs.
Got it. There's not a moment to lose. Why didn't I think of this before?
Think of what?
We've been trapped before. Dig!
Dig!
Cut to-
everyone cut to everyone digging furiously. Dirt flies everywhere. The shot booms down into the ground. Among the ropes or roots of the tree, through buried pebbles, layers of soil, and subterranean mineral deposits. The shot, title 1 hour later. The shot stops at the bottom of the dark hole deep underground. Mrs. Fox lies on the floor breathing heavily with a lit lantern at her side. The cubs are sprawled out around her. Kyle leans in the corner with his shirt off, tied around his waist. Fox stands up and clears his throat. Everyone looks at him.
I think it's about time for me to give us a prep talk and explain some things. A very long time ago.
May I have a word with you privately?
Well, we're in a hole. We're
Just on the other side of this mineral deposit. Follow me.
Fox reluctantly long ago.
It's years ago. Years ago, I was Chinese.
You stink!
You Fox reluctantly
You
follows
stink!
Life's
follows
but
with
a
Fox.
mocking shadow.
Life's but a mocking.
That's what I was trying to
Yeah,
think of.
sorry, not seeing it.
I'm sorry, not seeing it. Through a crack in the
I don't
bedrock
see the appeal.
and into a small air pocket with glittering quartz walls. She wheels on Fox.
I'm going to lose my temper now.
When?
Right now.
Well, when?
Mrs. Fox stretches Fox across the face, slicing a quick sliver into his fur. Fox cringes away with his paws up protectively. He lowers his paws, his eyes fill up with tears. Mrs. Fox takes a deep breath. She says, 12 fox years ago, you made a promise to me that while we were caged inside that fox trap, that if we survived, you would never see another chicken, goose, turkey, duck, or squab, or whatever they are. I believed you. Why did you lie to me?
Because I'm a wild animal.
You're also a husband and a father.
I'm trying to tell you the truth about myself.
I don't care about the truth about yourself.
Fox looks down at the
Gross.
ground. He nods and tries to contain his emotions. Mrs. Fox watches him coldly.
The story is too predictable.
Predictable? Really? What happens in the end?
In the end, we all die, unless you change. Mrs. Fox walks out of her pocket, and Fox stands alone in silence.
Exterior, Fox's tree, day. The next morning, there's a large hole in the side of the hill. Under Fox's tree, the ceiling to the living room has been completely removed. Bogus, Bunce, and Bean stand half underground with their heads sticking out of the hole, breathing hard with dirty shovels over their shoulders. Pause. Bean takes out his walkie-talkie and says into it.
Petey, good morning. Run down to the rentals department over at Malloy Consolidated and place an order for, shall we say, one Mighty Max, one Junior Spitfire, and a long-range Tornado? Sonic Adventure?
So,
Got
Sonic-
375 Turbo. For
The
Portland.
The Gok Gok 3.5 double twist vacuum suck turbo.
49,000.
It has to be in Portland, I
Over
swear.
9,000. Holy crap.
It's on the slow boat to China, from China.
Cut to 3 yellow, black, murderous, brutal bulldozers.
Murder
digging-
Hornet.
Murder hornets.
Buck Bumble.
Tractors with Malloy Consolidated painted on the sides of them. They make a terrible, high-pitched growling noise and spit black grease and smoke. Bogus, Bunce, and Bean stand among the tractors, nodding
Giggity, all right.
Alright. Bogus, Bunce, and Bean stand across the tractors, nodding giddedly to each other. They scramble into the driver's seat and begin ripping into the hillside. Bunce sits on a dictionary to see over the dashboard. Oh my god. He's got to sit on a dictionary. Oh my god. Alright.
Cut to Fox, Mrs. Fox, Kylie, Ash, and Christopherson digging frantically. Cut to the tractors grabbing huge chunks of earth and tossing them into the meadow. Bogus, Bunce, and Bean, drunk with digging, laugh manically, and as the controls their tractors. Insert a temperature gauge with this needle pushing the limits of the red.
Interior whole day.
Whole day.
Fox, Mr. Fox, Mrs. Fox, Ash, Christopherson, and Kylie dig crazily. Fox tries to talk to Ash cheerfully as they dig. Ash, are you mad at me? I understand if you are, and I'm sorry. I never would have involved your cousin if I realized that you felt this way. It was only ever just because he's kind of a natural, and I mean, look at him dig.
Ash looks at Christopherson is, in fact, a remarkable digger.
Anyway, sorry, your feelings.
I'm gonna put some dirt in my ears.
Ash
Put some
quickly
dirt in
makes
your
two.
eyes. almost gonna put
Oh
some
my
dirt in your
fucking-
eye.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
I'm gonna put some
Ash
dirt-
quickly makes 2 earplugs out of mud and continues digging Fox size. I love how you and I were the only ones that understoed that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that wolf out of your pants if it's the last thing I do.
Is that a wolf in your pants? Or you just excited to see me?
Nah,
Is that a rhinoceros horn, or are you just happy to see me?
The hill with half of its earth dug out from under the tree still stands precariously above the wild tractors. Dissolved too. The hill now raised with the fallen old beech tree laying on its side as the tractors dig deeper. The tractors almost completely below ground in a deep crater. The crowd of neighbors and local press from the town is gathered and watches the tractors. As the tractors stop digging and rumble up out of the crater. Motors go quiet. Bogus, Bunce, and Bean climb down from their tractors. They look angry and tired. Interior, whole night.
Deep cavern with walls made of knotted roots and vines. Mrs. Fox, and Kylie lie exhausted on the floor in one corner. Ash and Christopherson lie in another. Christopherson says quietly in the dark, I don't have beagle takes, by the way.
me neither. Whoever said
Apparently, that's what you've been telling everyone. Beagle takes and pelt lice.
I never said that, and you're misquoting me. If or somebody is, but I'm gonna get to the bottom of it.
Look, Ash, we may or may not ever see the light of day again, but I really like Agnes. I think she likes me.
Great, she's a free agent. What do I care?
Well, then why are you dead set on...
Can I ask you a question?
You may.
What's the point of sitting on the floor with your legs twisted in a pretzel talking to yourself for an hour and 45 minutes? It's weird.
My father and I first started practicing meditation together when I was...
Yeah, well, I worry about what that does to your reputation, to whether or not you have beagle ticks. Almost said beagle ticks.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
I
Take
know.
off it,
Dad's got
Christopherson has a
Dad's got beagle titties.
Beagle dicks.
Then you're fucking dating.
Oh my god. I don't. Nor pelt lice.
The opposite Fox says to Kylie.
One of the slovenly fathers, yeah. One of the slovenly farmers is probably wearing my tail as a necktie by now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you're paranoid, Fox. You ain't no night guard at the end of that hallway.
Cut to
Did you know?
Mrs. Bean sitting in her kitchen watching television that's extremely skinny. Freckled 12-year-old boy. The boy still
Wait for it, hold it, Connor. Go for it. Go.
Look at that fucking necktie.
Guys, my power's doing that thing again where it's flickering on and off. Oh no. Oh, no.
The show is about to begin.
It's the power of the freckled boy.
My voice for that is
It's on screen with an Action 13 reporter. He wears a fox fur necktie. All right, Sick, this is you.
Cut to the reporter confronting Bean. All right, I know I have it in here.
Cerek.
He's
Yeah,
not-
the guy-
Yeah, okay, he's both of them.
Yes.
Cerek. Oh
Uh-oh.
Oh,
no! No!
I'll do my best Cerek impression. Farmer, correct me if I'm misreading the data. You successfully destroyed scenery, but the alleged fox remains at large. What will you three prominent farmers do now?
Well, Dan.
What a
Well,
perfect.
Dan, I can tell you we're not going to do. We're not going to let him go.
Cerek's muted and deafened. Oh, there he is.
Sick, are you back?
Hello. Hi. Hi.
Are
no,
you
I'm on my
okay?
I'm on my phone. Can
Oh,
you hear me?
No.
yeah.
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 Oh shit.
Is your power
Okay,
go
I
out?
can, I can. Yeah, it's gone. I can still read though. I'm not gonna give up. Hold on, let me
Yeah!
pull up. This
Yeah!
I'm not gonna let this die. Not today.
Bogus Bunsen Bean. What's fat?
Phone.
What's mean?
Guys, we
God,
can
I'm gonna have
officially
to
say this too. We can officially say this too. We are halfway through the script.
Oh my
Hell
god.
yeah. I gotta get to there. Oh, I have to scroll so far. What is the page number?
51.
It is
51.
50.
51.
It's
No, it's
what?
50. It's 50.
51.
One
51.
person.
No, we're on
50?
50.
No, we're on 51.
No, we're not.
Is it?
Yeah,
We're
we
on the
are.
reporter point.
No, we're
We're on the
not, because
reporter.
we're on.
We're
No,
on the
yeah, the
reporter.
reporter is page 50.
What?
No.
What script are you
Oh.
on?
No,
Hold
it's
on.
not.
I'm on the same.
No,
thing.
it's not. No, you read "Look at Dad's tie," and that's exactly when my power died. Look at Dad's ties. The last line on page 50.
Oh, we're looking at the top part, not the on the actual page.
Oh, I'm looking at the page number. Okay.
Page number,
I'm looking okay, it's page 50 on the PDF, Connor or Cerek.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm looking.
Okay.
Okay,
go
so
ahead.
it's the all right, reporter. Gotcha. Farmer, correct me if I'm misreading the data. You've successfully destroyed the scenery, but the alleged fox remains at large. What will you three prominent farmers do now? Well, Dan, I can tell you that we're not going to let him go.
Exterior Hill Day. Bogus Bunsen Bean, Earl Malloy, and two men dressed in orange and yellow striped jumpsuits with Colwick blasting and obliteration stitched into the pockets peered over the top of the compartment. The three tractors are parked behind them. Petey approaches, running and jumps sandbags and crouch down next to the farmer. Silence. Bean cranes his neck over the embankment, curious. He frowns. There's a gigantic explosion.
By the way, do I sound okay? Am I understandable?
Yeah, you sound
okay. All right.
Bogus Bunsen Bean. Cut to Bogus Bunsen Bean, Earl Malloy, and the Quebec brothers standing in the center of the blast crater. It looks like a meteor has smashed into the hill. They all stare down at the tiny hole that continues downward into the darkness from the bottom of the crater. Bean is wildly frustrated.
How many men have we got, Bogus?
35.
Buns?
36.
And I've got 37. That's... Bean whispers rapidly to himself as he makes a quick calculation. 108 altogether. Bean says loudly into his walkie-talkie. Petey, drop everything and assemble all 108 members of our entire 3 combined workforces. We're going to starve them out and kill them, starting in, shall we say, 15 minutes.
That night, a helicopter with a Bean Ink decal on the side of it circles this crater, scanning the dark terrain with a searchlight. There are tents, trucks, and 108 men gathered around the perimeter, and they sit on bricks, logs, and are armed with bats, pistols, and rifles, shotguns, bows, and arrows, and hatchets.
Oh, Connor ran for his banjo. It's kind
Oh,
Yeah,
no. Heard him.
In this town so long, I'm back in the city. I've been taken for the lost to God.
I bet Connor practiced this last night
I
at
didn't.
some point. You didn't?
No, he
Alright.
didn't.
Alright, here we go. Exterior camp at night. There's a full moon, lanterns glow in the farmers' tents. A group of farm bands sit across the campfire next to the crater. One of them cooks a chicken on a spit, another sings on a long playing a banjo. He's Petey.
All right, so never sang this song, and there's a lot of things that's gonna make me have a stroke.
It's
So you all
raining
have
right
the
now.
absolutely right to laugh if I mess this up.
I just
All right.
realized it's raining. I hope so. I hope nothing. I hope the tree didn't crash into the fucking transformer box again.
Oh,
Oh no!
Not Bumblebee, no!
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
All right, Connor, get ready. Do your
The
thing.
Fox movie sings and Fox sings. Oh my god. But I can Fox sings. Oh my god. Yeah,
It
no. I can't
sounds
do
so bad.
that. Yeah, I can't,
Can't
do
hear it.
Yeah, you can
I can't-
barely hear the banjo.
that is gonna give me a stroke. I can't read that.
Go, just
But a
sing it.
handsome little
But a
fox.
handsome little fox and me singing folks yarn. Hey, diddle dee diddle
Dum. So twas a spinning little feller with a whip greasy. What the fuck?
Got a spell little fox, singing little folks yarn. Hey, diddle dee diddle diddle.
Zippy Z Yabby Yo Google Gum. Like
The
any
Sean
little critter
Buchanan-
needing battles for his little ones.
That just reminds me of one of my insults when I get really angry and call somebody a Yankee Danky Doodle.
A Yankee danky dunce.
Doodle dum
Well,
doodle dee
and
doodle
Grace
die.
and Charm saying zippy
Doodle
wee
doodle
yappy
doodle
doodle google
Zippy zo, zippy zay, zippy zappy, zippy z. Let me take a little tick. Let me take a little tick now to color in the scene. Across the valley lived the yokels named Bogus Bunsen Bean. Now these three crazy jackies had our hero on the run, shot with the tail off the cusp with the fox shooting gun. But that stylish little fox was as clever as a whip, dug as quick as a golfer who was hyperactive. What the fuck?
Hyperactive.
Here's how it should go. Let me take a little nick and get a little. Wait.
Bitch.
Wait.
Boner.
This is one of the things where
now
it's
those
better in
three
my head.
farmers sit there, where there's a hole as once a hill. Hey, doodle dee, doodle doo, doodle dum. And as far as I can reckon, there is setting up there still. Way zippy z yappy yo Google
Google
Chrome.
Chrome, Ding Dong, Xenome, Chicken Bone.
If you don't shut your skin tone, chicken
chicken
bone, Google Chrome,
chromosome.
no home, flip phone, ice cream cone, monochrome, extra chromosome, genome, metronome, dog dimmadome. Okay.
Looking ass
It's
up.
Bean.
Bean.
Oh, Bean. Oh shit. Where? Oh, there. That's just. Oh wait, that's just weak songwriting. Yeah. Okay. That's just weak song.
No,
No,
it's what
there's,
he's singing.
what
No,
he's
no.
singing.
Wait. Fuck. Sorry. It's so hard to manage this shit on a phone. What are you singing, Petey?
I don't know. I was just kind of making it up as I was going along.
Petey trails off. Bean shakes his. We missed a whole thing of this stage
It's
directions.
okay.
Yeah, it's
It's
fine.
okay.
Just go.
Okay.
I'll put this back.
Bean shakes his head. He looks highly irritated. That's just weak songwriting. You wrote a bad song, Petey. Bean throws his cigarette into the campfire. He storms away. Petey turns into to the other farmhands. Everyone looks uncomfortable.
3 days later.
Morning in the farmer's camp. The cook flips an egg on a skillet. He puts it on a plate with bacon and hands it to Bunce. Bunce asks,
How long can a wait? That's not me.
That's
"Is Bunce
Oh
Connor?"
yeah. No, that's me. I'm looking
Okay.
at folks go without food or water.
You fucking folks.
How long can a fucking fox go without food or fucking
How long
water?
can a fox go without fucking food or water?
That fucking,
The-
they're fucking balls.
the exhausted foxes and Kylie underground. Kylie says quietly,
Well, I can only answer as an opossum, but I don't
as an
think
oppressed.
I can. As an oppressed opossum, I don't think I can last more than another couple of hours before I get completely dehydrated and die
What's that?
to death.
And die to death.
And die of death disease.
What's that?
Ooh.
hold on.
Ash.
Go ahead. Read it.
Dad?
Ash points. Everyone looks. Oh, you. All right,
What?
fair enough.
Ash points, everyone looks. A tiny hole appears in the wall at the end of the tunnel. Dirt comes out of it, and a bit of metal catches a glint. Fox and his family watch frozen. A breath of air flows into the tunnel. The flame on Mrs. Fox and Lancer flickers at once and goes out. Ash starts.
Dad?
Not a sound.
Silence. There's a
Silence.
sudden loud scrabbling noise. A match strikes. Fox touches it to Mrs. Fox's lantern wick. A tiny hole in the wall has become a large one. Badger's head stands in front of Fox and his new law partner, Beaver. With his law partner, Beaver, and Beaver's son, a medium-sized mole, and a gray field mouse with bandana tied in a do-rag style around his head. Badger has a spoon in his hand, and Fox and Badger erupt at each other, screaming simultaneously.
You
Connor,
scared the cuss out of us.
A lot of good animals are dying because of you.
Fox looks taken aback. He falls silent. Badger continues.
We've been digging in circles for 3 days. Half the wood's been obliterated. Nobody can get out. Right now, my wife's huddled in the bottom of the flint mine with no food, no water, and 27 starving animal brats.
Okay, boom.
The
Fox
Fox looks
looks
around the
around
room at the entire gaunt, dirty,
emaciated, yeah.
emaciated assembly. Everyone stares at him angrily. He swallows. The mole says softly,
Mole.
Who's the mole?
"Who's the mole?
Phil Mole, that's Scott.
Not me.
It's me?
Yep.
Okay. I just want to see a little sunshine." So fun on the air fact for you guys.
But-
Moles are blind.
No
But-
shit.
Yeah.
But you're
Ever seen a
nocturnal.
day mole? No.
But you're nocturnal, Phil. Your eyes barely even open on a good day.
I'm sick of your double talk. We have rights.
Cut to Beaver's son looking over Ash
Oh.
and Christopherson in the muddy alcove on the side of the tunnel. He pokes Ash in the chest with the finger of his paw.
We don't like you. We hate your dad. Now grab some mud and chew it in your mouth and swallow it.
Not going to eat mud.
I curse you.
Beaver's son grabs a handful
Yeah.
of mud, smashes it into Ash's mouth, and forces his jaws up and down in a chewing motion. Ash coughs and splutters. Christopherson frowns. He takes off his shoes with his feet. He says with a quiet ferocity, "Don't do that." Beaver's son looks to Christopherson. He looks down at Christopherson's feet.
Why are you taking your freaking shoes off?
"So I don't break your nose when I kick it." Christopherson kicks Beaver's son in the face. Karate chops his neck, elbow jabs him twice in the gut, and flips the enormous youth over his shoulder into the mud. Beaver's son gets up crying and walks out of the alcove.
What? What?
Ash watches Ash watches blankly with all the mud over his mouth as Christopherson puts his shoes back on.
I can fight my own fights.
No, you can't. Cut. Yeah.
It's a Badger and Fox facing each other at the end of the tunnel. Badger says aggressively.
Those farmers aren't going to quit until they've got you and every member of your family nailed and upside down to a bloody stick in your eyes gorged out.
This is getting a little too personal. Give us a minute. I don't like this. I don't feel the vibes. Cancel this session. Cancel.
Oh my
please.
god, I'm gonna beat you up.
No.
Oh my god, I
Vibes?
thought you were being serious. Holy shit.
No.
Oh
These
my
are- these
god.
are
I was about to just... No.
These
Connor-
vibes are too strong.
Connor,
Chris.
I hope you know that I do not have power, so I have nothing better to do than to kill you right now.
I gotta go with my essential oils and go home. We're stopping this session right now.
No, stop.
Fox turn.
Fox
Fox
turns and
turns
walks
and-
away. He faces the wall of the tunnel. He sits down on a rock. Everyone watches him uncertainly. They look at each other. Badger starts to say something, but Kylie cuts him off sharply.
Kylie.
I did that when shh.
Badger
did
falls
it.
silent. Fox sits with his chin on his paw, lost in concentrated thought. He stands up. He nods repeatedly and begins to pace. His eyes dart from one spot to another. His paws move abruptly around in the air, drawing lines and shapes. He freezes and looks straight up at the ceiling of the tunnel. He snaps the fingers of his paw and looks up at the others. He says with cautious excitement,
I've got an idea.
What is it?
It could be a good one.
Who's Beaver?
Oh, that's me. Lay it on us.
It might save our lives.
Say the idea.
Fox looks down at Ash, who stands beside him with mud still in his mouth. He nods, says suddenly, "All right, let's try it." Fox runs over to Mrs. Fox. "Go to the Flint mine, tell Mrs. Badger's rabbit's ex-girlfriend, Ital, that help is on the way."
"Is help on the way?"
Fox grips Mrs. Fox's paw. He looks into her eyes and says intensely, "I sure as fuck hope so."
Mrs. Fox detects a special familiar inspired light in her husband's eye at this moment. She nods. She hands Ash the lantern. She straightens the neckline of his cape and licks the mud off Ash's snout. She says to him suddenly, "I know what it's like to feel different."
Ash.
Ash,
I'm not different, am I?
we all are. Him especially. But there's something about him, something kind of fantastic about that, isn't there?
She said the thing. She said the thing. She said the thing.
Thanks.
Oh,
Roll
God,
credits.
roll credits. Roll credits.
I already rolled the credits on the first 3 pages.
We're doing it again. We're doing it again.
2012
2012 remastered.
Not to me. I'd prefer to be an athlete.
Mrs. Fox soothes back Ash's fur, and she scrambles her way down Badger's tunnel. No, Fox looks after her abstractly. Ash wants to cry, but does not. Fox turns to the others.
Gentlemen, this time we must dig in a very special direction. Fox feels the walls with his paws. Everyone watches attentively. I gotta kind of feel out the vibe. Fox stops. He points out slightly downwards and then due south. He says with quiet anticipation, "Begin."
Everyone sighs and reluctantly starts digging, slowly but intently. The diggers, 100 yards later, Fox suddenly whistles and raises his fist. The diggers stop digging. Fox feels the ceiling with his paws. He knocks on something hard. It sounds hollow. He looks at the others with a funny expression and raises an eyebrow. He carefully pushes up a floorboard. It creaks loudly. They all duck down and wait. Nothing happens. Fox pushes up a second floorboard. He cautiously pokes his head up through the gap. He lets out a shriek of excitement and whispers excitedly down to the others.
Oh, I've done it! I've done it! First time! Come up and say where you are, my darlings.
Interior
Everyone's-
shed. Night.
Everyone
Did you want to
scrambles
read
out of the
that?
tunnel and stands in the middle of Bogus's chicken house number 1. The room is teeming with chickens, which stare at them nervously. There are black chickens, white chickens, brown chickens, and one that combines all 3 colors. Fox whispers.
Sorry, I hit a slap in the middle. Did you get how incredible this is?
Everyone looks
Everyone
dazed
looks
and wild. Fox simply looks sharply with a half chirp and makes his obscure hand signal.
Montage. Fox and the other diggers tunnel under the silo in front of the Bunsen Industries. They carry dead black chickens. Cows eat grass in the pastures above. Fox and the other diggers come out of the hole in the floor and dance an ecstatic jig in great storeroom lined to the ceiling with plucked ducks and geese. Store hams and sides of bacon dangle from the rafters. Okay, someone take over.
Fox and the other diggers tunnel under the windmill in front of Bean Inc. They carry dead chickens, ducks, geese, ham, and bacon. The sheep eat clover in the field above. Fox and the other diggers come out of the hole in the floor and dance an ecstatic jig in corrugated plastic and metal pen among dozens of gobbling turkeys. Fox and the other diggers race dancing ecstatically back through the complex network of tunnels carrying dead chickens, ducks, geese, turkey, bacon, flour, salt, sugar, jars of cider, and a portable television set. Interior, Flint Mine Day.
The flip mine is a large but cozy space with stone walls, a dirt floor, a small kitchen, and a fireplace. There are rows of cots, sleeping bags, boxes, blankets, and suitcases for all the refugee animals. All the animals have gathered together and drink cider cocktails while small rabbits, skunks, and field mice set the table. The room is fetstone with garlands. A well-dressed mole smoking a pipe plays the piano. The shot moves to Weasel, who stands in the corner talking with Beaver.
Dylan, this is you.
Oh, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna hold into the terms of contract? It's not my fault they uprooted it.
The shot moves alongside a table of small rabbits and badgers, setting the places for dinner. It moves past a kitchen where Rabbit works briskly with Mrs. Badger, preparing a feast. It stops at Fox standing in front of the fireplace talking with Badger.
I can imagine how painful, even just emotionally, that must be for you.
Well, you know, it's not the end of the world.
Ash approaches.
Oh, okay. You want to do it?
Oh,
Dylan,
yeah.
do it. Why
Yeah.
don't Dylan do it?
Ash approaches carrying a tray with 2 cups of punch on it. He serves Fox and Badger while they continue their conversation. Oh, but Foxy, how humiliating. Having your whole tail blown clean off by a...
Can we drop it?
Ash bristles, his eyes narrow. He distractedly thrusts the tray out to Fox. Fox takes the tray with a puzzled look on his face. Ash walks away in a trance. He goes over to Christopherson and Agnes staring at a punch bowl serving each other cups with a ladle. Ash grabs Christopherson by the sleeve. Agnes looks startled, and Ash forcefully says, "They say you're a natural. True or false? Answer the question."
True, I guess.
Correct. Get out of here, Agnes. I need a private word with Christopherson.
Just a minute. She doesn't have to.
I don't mind.
Agnes walks away quietly. No, walks quickly away. I don't know where the fuck I got quietly from.
I have no idea. The letter
Christopherson looks
Q.
upset. I just had a brainstorm for something fantastic I've got to do, and I can't do it alone.
I'm not interested.
Hear me out.
No, thanks. I think foxes from your side of the family take unnecessary risks.
Only because they got guts in their blood. And so do we. I was a bit rude to Agnes, wasn't I? I'd say something nice to her in a minute.
Ash sighs. He starts to refill Christopherson's cup again. Christopherson suddenly puts his paw over the brim. Ash hesitates. He and Christopherson lock eyes. Christopherson says finally, "What's the brainstorm?"
In a nutshell, we're gonna steal my We'll steal back my dad's tail.
Christopherson raises an eyebrow.
Exterior camp day. A large fire truck drives up the destroyed hill with firemen hanging off the backsides. It parks among the tractors and tents. The chief, in a white helmet, goes over to Bogus, Bunce, and Bean, waiting at the mouth of the pit. A patch on his sleeve says OWFRPF. Farm hands and firemen circle around.
You got me a donation for the old Wooded Fireman's Retirement Pension Fund.
Bean pulls out a yellow check out of his inside pocket. Right here.
Interior flint my
Inf-
day. Candles go all around. Everybody's seated with a long dining room table and a magnificent feast with every variety of fruit, meat, vegetable, and roasted bird that has been laid out in front of them. They tear into their meats, eating and drinking ferociously. Crumbs, juice, blood, and bones fly into the air. Jaws snap and chew. There is no conversation. Badger suddenly stands and rings a knife against his cider glass. Everyone looks up, takes a breather from the frenzy of eating. Badger clears his throat.
Well, it took a total catastrophe for all of you to finally take me up on my offer to have you over to my flint mine for dinner. But I guess we have...
I'm sorry. Maybe my invitation got lost in the mail. Does anyone know what this badger's talking about?
Everyone laughs.
Ha ha ha.
Fox sits at the opposite side of the table with a crooked smile on his face.
But Clive's right. In all seriousness, excuse me, B. Fox raises his cider glass. Badger reluctantly sits back down. I guess we do have these three ugly cusshole farmers to thank for one thing, reminding us to be thankful and aware of each other. I'm going to say it again. Aware. Badger whispers to his wife.
Foxy block toast. My toast.
Why is Badger now British?
Oh no.
Okay.
I
The
guess
whole-
whenever he gets angry, he becomes British.
Yeah, the hole where Fox's tree once stood, a dead tree lies on its side. A fireman slides a thick hose deep into the tunnel, and he looks behind him and nods.
Facebook notification, go away.
Who's fire? I'll just read. I'll be fireman 1.
Fireman.
Ready?
Alright.
The shot moves backwards along the hose, past 7 more firemen signaling to each other with a thumbs up, a snap, and a fist in the air. A swirl of the fingers, a peace symbol, and an okay, and a hook 'em horns. The shot continues past Bogus, Bunce, and Bean, helping to hold the hose in position. Bogus growls, Bunce hisses, and Bean snarls. The shot arrives at a pump on the side of the fire truck connected to a tanker with Bean's alcoholic cider printed on the side of it. The chief points. Let her rip!
A fireman cranks that soldier boy a huge rimp on a steel.
He cranks that Fortnite.
Cranks that Fortnite.
He's cranking
Yes, I've
90s.
He's cranking 90s. A pressure gauge begins or shoots to maximum. Fire truck and hose begin to vibrate loudly. Cut to Ashton Christopherson crouched under a drain pushed just open next to a refrigerator. They peer out across a bright, clean white kitchen. Silence.
I don't feel safe.
Since we're not, you should probably put your own band head on now. Personally, I don't have one. I've just modified this tube sock.
Christopherson puts on his black ski cap, and Ash puts on a yellowish sock with an orange stripes and eye holes cut out of it. Christopherson says earnestly, "You look good."
Now, where do you keep a prized tail? If you collected them, if that was your hobby.
I'd probably hang it over the mantelpiece.
Keep it on your balls.
Good. In
I
fact,
put it on my, hang it on my
Put it on
balls.
the fireplace.
Hey, look,
Good.
it's on Dad's necktie.
That's on fire.
Dad's on fire.
Baby, that's on the tube.
Hey, look, Dad's doing Mom on live TV.
That's on ridiculousness.
Oh my God, go, Clayton, go.
Good. In fact, what's that smell?
Ash and Christopherson sniff the air. Across the room, they spot a plate of perfect golden cookies on a countertop with a stepladder in front of it. They look at each other. They look around the quiet, empty room. They dart out, leaving the drain cover propped up. They race over the linoleum. They climb the stepladder and stop at the plate. Ash swoons and says rapturously.
Ever tasted one of Mr. Bean's famous nutmeg ginger apple snaps?
Christopherson shakes his head. He and Ash gather more cookies than they can possibly carry, eating them as they collect them. Crumbs go everywhere. Christopherson pauses. Ash looks at him curiously. Christopherson points to a television set with the sound turned off in the corner. There's also a revolver in the middle of the screen.
No way. It's pointing at Clayton. It's gonna shoot him.
Oh
Bean's
my!
interview
It's
is
pointing
being
at
replayed.
Ash.
Bean's interview is being replayed. At the bottom of the screen, it reads earlier this week. Ash looks furious. A door opens on the other side of the kitchen, and Ash and Christopherson spin around, petrified, and see Mrs. Bean setting her keys and loose change onto a table. Ash and Christopherson panic slightly. Mrs. Bean does not appear to notice them. She walks out of the kitchen into the nest room, apparently. Ash and
the
next day, the Ash and Christopherson pocket a few more cookies and starts to go. And then Mrs. Bean walks back into the kitchen holding a fishing knife. Ash and Christopherson scream, drop the cookies, and fly down the step ladder. Cut to Fox mid toast.
All right. Oh, that was my phone. Okay. I stepped on some toes and alienated a few of you over the past few days. There's even been some talk of some kind of idiotic legal action. But it is wrong for me to suggest that we might have had worse than being an incredible banquet in a beautiful Flint mine surrounded by our favorite animals. Yes, our homes have been demolished. But look at each other. Here we are. Wow. Now I've already had a little too much to drink,
Wow.
and I'm feeling sentimental. But I'm going to say something anyway, which nobody wants to admit. But I think is probably true. We beat them. We beat those farmers, and now we're triumphantly eating their roasted chicken, their sizzling duck, their succulent turkey, and their foie gras.
Fogarty's
You
nuts.
tried.
Wait, where'd the boys go? Ash? Christopherson? What am I hearing again, baby? What's happening? Am I still paranoid?
There's a low, distant
There's-
rumbling which rapidly builds to a deafening roar. Everyone waits frozen. A single drop of water drips from the ceiling into Badger's water glass. Fox slips it. He sips it. He looks puzzled.
Spider?
A wild deluge smashes into the room, flooding the Flint mine and tunnels with a blasting current, then sweeps everyone and everything away chaotically. Jesus Christ! The entire party of well-dressed animals in their plates, furniture,
Wait, what?
What?
What's going on?
Scott just died. I thought it was
Oh.
me leaving from the call. Scott, you cut out randomly.
Oh my god!
What?
Did Scott just die?
I think Scott's internet just died.
God's bad internet's back.
It's back.
One night
I'm
only.
I'm spreading it to him again. Oh no. Where do you
Us in
leave
the
off?
audience.
He's on,
what was
a
it?
wild deluge smashes into the room, flooding the Flint mine.
Yeah, I know.
I think
Actually,
it was.
he read that part. He was on the cut to the entire party of the well-dressed animals. I'm pretty sure. Oh boy. If he doesn't come back in a second,
There he
do we
is.
just want to keep reading?
On my phone. Hey, look, me and Cerek.
Yeah, Scott,
Is your
let's do
power
it.
cut out, Scott?
No, I just think his internet's dead.
Oh.
My
Apparently
power's
it
gone. I
still
don't know when
is.
it's coming back. Oh, his internet's still dead. Do you just want to keep reading then?
I'll do it.
Okay.
The entire party of well-dressed animals in their plates, furniture, chickens, etc., shooting down the tunnel with rushing cider. Fox, helpless, holding his breath, looks to others underwater. Badger shakes his head in disgust. Rabbit makes a furious grimace. A mole bares his teeth ferociously. Bear rants angrily with bubbles coming out of his mouth, and Kylie stares ahead vacantly, holding his nose. Fox turns sadly to Mrs. Fox. She looks terrified. A sewer system night. The flood blasts into a wide pipe, rocketing the animals into a murky brick cavern with drain pipes and all sides of 3 inches of black water on its floor. Fox picks himself up, dazed and scared, and looks around at his soaked friends and their families.
Climb
Okay.
with you.
What the cuss just happened? Something with cider? That was dangerous. Is anyone hurt?
Where I am if I entire fight my damaged.
What?
We're suing you again.
Let's do a head count. Everybody pick a buddy.
Each
I'm gonna
animal
move him, buddy.
turns. Each animal turns to his neighbor and establishes their buddy relationship. Fox looks wildly agitated as his eyes dart about, searching. He shouts.
Where'd the boys go? Ash? Christopherson?
I'm here.
Ash's voice
Ash's
cracks.
voice cracked on the side of the cavern. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Everyone turns to see Ash standing at the mouth of a smaller pipe. He looks devastated and terrified. Fox points to him.
Ash, who's your buddy?
Christopherson, but I lost him.
You lost him? Where were you?
We went for the tail.
The what?
Your tail. The necktie.
Oh my gosh, you're wearing a fake bandit hat. What'd you do?
Fox hesitates. He suddenly yells desperately.
Christopherson!
Fox
Christoph-
sprints around. Fox sprints around the cavern, splashing, digging, and ducking in and out of the tunnels as the others join his frantic search. Ash follows him. Their voices sound pained as they shout.
Christopherson!
Christopherson!
Cut to the three farmers standing next to the fire truck. Bean holds a soaked, half-conscious Christopherson up in the air by the tail. Christopherson is quietly crying. Wrap this wet mud newspaper box with some punched in the sewer system night. Everyone has gathered together. They are all in a state of shock. Fox turns to Mrs. Fox beside him. She has her arms around Ash, whose face is buried in his hands. Fox says,
Your brother's going to kill me if he survives his double pneumonia.
Beaver runs into a brick cavern out of a drain pipe, shouting.
There's only one way out of the sewer, but the manhole's cover's closed. There's a station wagon parked on it, which means we're permanently stuck down here.
You still think we beat him, Foxy?
Everyone turns to Fox and stares at him coldly. Fox churns away and disappears into a dark pipe. Mrs. Fox follows him. Ash looks to Agnes. She stands alone on the far side of the sewer with tears all over her face. Fox and Mrs. Fox standing on a ledge near a cement waterfall. Fox says quietly.
Badger's right. These farmers ain't going to quit until they catch me. I shouldn't have lied to your face. I shouldn't have fallen off the wagon and started secretly stealing chickens on the sly. I shouldn't have pushed these farmers so far to embarrass them and cuss their heads. I enjoyed it, but I shouldn't have done it. And now there's only one way out. Maybe if I hand myself over and let them kill me, stuff me, and hang me over their mantelpiece.
You'll do no such thing.
Darling, they'll let everyone else live.
Mrs. Fox stares at Fox. She says desolately.
Why did you have to get us into this, Foxy?
I don't know, but I have a possible theory. I think that this thing where I need everybody to think I'm the greatest, the quote-unquote fantastic Mr. Fox.
He said
it. Roll credits again.
Roll credits for the third time.
And if they ain't completely knocked out, dazzled, and kind of intimidated by me, then I don't feel good about myself.
Mrs. Fox shakes her head and turns away. Fox continues.
Foxes traditionally like to court danger, hunt prey, and outsmart predators, and that's what I'm actually good at. I think at the end of the day, I'm just...
We're wild animals.
Fox smiles sadly and nods. He shrugged.
I guess we always were. I promise you. If I had all this to do over again, I'd have never let you down. And it was always more fun.
Around and desert you. I would have never told a lie.
Shut up. No.
We did it together anyways. Mrs. Fox has tears all over her face. Fox kisses her. He whispers in her ear, I love you, Felicity.
Felicity. God, can you send a fucking name?
Shut up, Scott.
I love you too, but I shouldn't have married you.
That scene will always hurt.
Yeah.
It's just Fox turns and walks away. Fox stares after her. He goes over to Ash. Did I ever tell you about the time I learned we were going to have a cub?
The fox trap.
Right? We were at gunpoint and your mother?
Said she's pregnant.
Let me tell it, okay? I had no idea how we were going to get out of this jam. And then it hit me. What do foxes do better than any other animal?
Dig.
You're skipping all my lines.
Keep telling it.
You're stepping.
So we dug. And the whole time I had my paw over paw, scooping dirt and pebbles with your mother digging like crazy beside me. I kept wondering, who is this little boy going to be?
Or girl.
Or girl, right. But at that point, we didn't know. Fox grabs Ash by his shoulders and looks him in the eye. Ash, I'm so glad he was you. Fox hugs Ash tightly.
Ash,
Go ahead.
holds him for an instant, then lets go.
It's not your fault. It's mine.
Fox climbs into an exit pipe. He turns back to the group.
Goodbye.
Fox looks across the. Oh, you go ahead.
Okay. Fox looks across the cavern to Mrs. Fox standing with her back to him. She turns to face him. Her eyes are burning. Fox smiles sadly. He races across the drain pipe. Everyone watches him disappear. Badger hesitates. He addresses the group uncertainly.
I guess we should probably split into a certain number of groups and start doing something, right?
Badger just had a stroke.
He did. He had a fat stroke. Badger carrying a lantern, leading Ash, Mole, and two small rabbits down a drain pipe. Badger calls out,
Christopherson, hello, can you hear us?
Rat's voices echo in the darkness.
They got the boy.
Willem Dafoe!
No way! Everyone stops short. Rat drops into the pipe from an overhead drain ahead of them. He says ominously,
Green Goblin just pops out of the pipe.
Willem Dafoe
You either
Dafoe
get
versus Bill Murray.
You're either in or you're out.
Willem Dafoe.
It's you who's out, Gobby. Out of your mind. Wrong answer. Nothing down here but rusty bottle caps and draining water.
Who's got him?
The farmers 3. They want to trade the son for his papa. Rat flicks a folded letter through the air. Badger catches it. He opens it. Kylie looks over his shoulder. Badger frowns.
He wants to trade his Poplar.
he wants to trade his chonkla.
Why'd they write this letter and cut out magazines? To protect their identities. All right. But when they signed it their names, plus we already know who they are, because they're trying to kill us.
Insert a random note written in letters cut out of magazines and pasted onto a piece of paper. Badger reads out loud.
Mr. Fox, we have your son. If you ever want to see him alive again...
A voice calls out in the darkness.
You took the wrong fox!
Everyone turns. Ash stands behind them in silhouette.
I'm his son.
I can see the resemblance.
In an
In an
instant,
instant, Rat grabs Ash by the tail, picks up off the ground, swings him in the air, and flings him away 20 feet down the drain pipe. Badger looks stunned. Ash sits in a puddle in a stupor. Rat races towards him down the tunnel. He leaps into the air with his claws out, his teeth bared, and the canvas bag held open like a net. As he is about to seize upon Ash, he is suddenly jerked backwards and spun around. Rat is face to face with Fox. Fox strikes his old-fashioned boxing stance. He draws back and throws a hard punch, nailing Rat square in the jaw. Rat staggers, stunned. He swings his switchblade, cutting Fox across the chest. Fox touches the wound and looks at the blood on his fingers of his paw. He looks to Rat. Rat holds up his wrist and shows Fox a child's plastic digital watch, and with miniature footballs, baseballs, baseball, and soccer balls on it. He says strangely, "I still got it."
Connor. This is you.
Connor.
Oh. What'd you just say?
I said I've still got the watch, Mr. Fox. She never asked for it back. A frozen moment. Fox springs forward and clamps his jaw onto Rat's throat. Rat tumbles over backwards. Fox pins him to the ground with his teeth in Rat's neck. Rat kicks and bucks and struggles, and Fox holds him fast. Rat goes limp. Fox releases him. Everyone slowly gathers around Fox and Rat. Ash kneels next to his father. Fox cradles Rat in his arms. Rat whispers, "The boys locked in an apple crate on top of a gun locker in the attic of Bean Annex."
What have you told me? Would you have told me if I had killed you first?
Rat smiles sickly. Blood drips from his mouth. His voice creaks. "Never."
All these wasted years. What were you looking for, Rat?
Fox wipes the blood from Rat's chin. Rat mutters.
He's trying to say something, Dad.
Fox leans his ear close to Rat's mouth. As quiet as a mouse, Rat whispers, "Cider." Fox nods. He looks around the drain pipe. He cups his paw into the pool of murky water and holds it to Rat's lips.
Here you are, Rat. A beaker of Bean's finest secret cider.
Rat's silvery, scratchety, long, pink tongue laps up and tastes of the black liquid. He licks his lips and says faintly, "Like melted."
Probably fox poop he's eating.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
probably.
Rat's eyes turn into X's. He is dead. Ash stands up.
He redeemed himself.
Redemption? Sure. Fox swallows, says
You go ahead.
hopefully, with tears in his eyes. But in the end, he's just another dead rat in a garbage pile behind a Chinese restaurant.
Years ago, I was Chinese.
Ash put his hand on Fox's shoulder. Fox lays Rat gently onto the sore floor. He stands up and turns to the rest of the group. Badger claps his paws together.
Well, suppose we should.
Excuse me again, B. The search party's been canceled. We're replacing it with a go for broke rescue mission. You two little rabbits run. Tell the others. Now go!
Two
The
rabbits
little
scurry
rabbits.
scurry away down the drain pipe. Badger walks with Fosh. Jesus Christ! The two little rabbits scurry away down the drain pipe. Badger walks with Fox and Ash.
What was he saying about that wristwatch? I don't get it. What he was talking about.
Fox hesitates. He shrugs and says with a sad nostalgia,
In a way... Oh, wait, no, yeah.
No,
Oh, just
hold
some
on.
old backstory.
Internal sewer system night. The entire community of animals have reconnoitered. I don't know what the it almost looks like reconnoitered in the brick cavern.
Oh my God.
Fox stands on a long spigot and addresses the group. He has a bandage on his chest.
In a
Connor's
way-
now an adjective.
In a way, I'm almost glad that flood interrupted us, because I don't like the toast I was giving. I'm going to start over. Oh, he says anything.
Oh my fuck. Oh, you've got another long thing to read, Buster. Fox pantomimes raising a long-stemmed glass.
When I look down at this table with the exquisite feast set before us, I see two terrific lawyers, a skilled pediatrician, a wonderful chef, a savvy real estate agent, an excellent trader, Taylor, a crack accountant, a gifty musician, a pretty good Menlo fisherman, and possibly the best landscape painter working on the scene today. Fox describes him. The shot cuts to Badger and Beaver, Mrs. Badger, Rabbit, Weasel, an especially small Warfish field mouse, Mole, Kylie, who looks slightly offended, and Mrs. Fox, respectively.
Oh no!
Maybe a
Oh,
few of
no.
you might even read my column from time to time. Who knows? I tend to doubt it. I also see a room full of wild animals. Everyone stares at Fox curiously, skeptical but intrigued. Fox points at them. I think this is the paragraph where he says it. Wild animals with true natures and pure talents. Wild animals with specific sounding Latin names that mean something about our DNA. Wild animals, each with his own strengths and weaknesses due to his or her species. And also, well, I guess these things usually have a lot to do with their parents too. And we all know anyway. I think it may very well be all the beautiful differences.
No.
That just might give us the tiniest glimmer of a chance of saving my nephew and letting me make it up to you for getting us into this crazy whatever it is. I don't know. It's just a thought. Thank you for listening. Cheers, everyone.
Fox
We had
motions
the
in
word
with
among sprinkled out everywhere. Then we
Yeah.
had the word suspiciously, and now we have Among Us. I want to die.
When the season finale is Amogus.
When the
Fox
season finale
motions his
is
image.
sus.
Fox motions with his imaginary glass and pantomimes drinking it. A few of the others reluctantly pantomime drinking it too. Fox finishes his glass and pantomime throwing it on the floor. And a burp coming. Oh god. He makes a smashing glass sound. Kylie shouts,
Let's go.
"Vamos a la mierda!"
Everyone turns. Everyone turns to Kylie uncertainly. Kylie hesitates. What? I'm just playing along with the.
All right, let's start explaining. Who knows shorthand?
Uh-oh.
Pause. Badger points to his honor secretary. She is Linda. Fox darts over to her and grips her by the arm.
Oh, this is the scene. Round, round, get around.
I get around.
Linda,
Get
Linda,
around.
you got some dirty paper? Here we go. Fox, highly energized, moves among the group. Oh my god!
Oh my
Moves among
god!
the group, touching their shoulders and patting their backs. Mole, Tapa, your Pella. What do you got?
Scott's the mole.
Tapa Europia.
I can see in the I can see in the dark.
That's incredible. We can use that. Linda,
That's Scott too.
Got it.
Rabbit, or Yakogus
Cerek's a rabbit.
Orthoclot.
Yeah, I know the rabbit.
Clitoris
Orthoclogus
cumneus.
cuniculus.
I'm fast.
Wait, I'm fast. You bet your cuss you are, Linda.
Got it.
Beaver, castor fiber.
I can chew through food.
Amazing,
That's his
Linda.
wood.
I can do your mom.
I can do your mom. Yes, got it.
Badger, Melis.
Oh, a demolitions expert.
What? Since when?
Explosion flames. That's the burn.
Demolitions expert? Okay, Linda.
Got it.
Fox cheeks and forehead are beaded with perspiration. He screams insanely. Weasel! Muzzle in the Nivalis!
You didn't even try.
That was not even an attempt.
Mustela Nivalis.
Dylan.
Fox snaps his fingers,
Oh,
kicks a rock.
I'm Weasel. Stop yelling!
Snaps his fingers, kicks a rock, and throws his arm in the air.
Oh my god.
No, wait, hold on.
Wait.
He whistles
Snaps
sharply
it-
with a half
snaps-
chirp and makes his obscure hand signal. All right.
Snaps his fingers. Thanos.
Fox
Avengers Endgame.
Oh my god.
No way.
Fox points to the various cubs and pups. Ash, you get these little kids organized and put together some kind of a KP unit or something to keep the sewer clean. It's good for moral.
Done.
Morale.
Ash turns
Ash-
to Agnes and asks, "What's KP?"
I think it means janitors.
Pause. Ash spits on the floor. Field mouse shoves his way through the front of the crowd. He makes a fist with his paw.
I want to go too. I want to fight.
I don't want to go too. I want to fight.
I want to fight, niño.
Wait a minute. Who's the
Muffin's in the audience. Muffin's in the audience. Hey, Muffin.
Hi,
Hey,
Muffin.
Muffin.
Oh, Muffin's in the audience? I can't see
Oh,
it right
I'm
now
the
because...
mouse. Oh.
Well, I did it
Oh.
anyways.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I
Fabulous.
I want to go with you too. I want to fight.
Good. Fabulous. Microtist
I heard your-
Pennsylvania.
I heard your porn addiction is strong.
Let me
Let-
fight
fight
it.
Tried it. Good. Fabulous. Microtest Pennsylvania. Do you do that? In fact, are field mice violent?
Not particularly.
Kylie tugs at Fox's sleeve. Fox turns to look at him. Kylie says shyly,
I didn't get a job or a Latin name. What's my strength?
Fox raises an eyebrow. He thinks of something. Listen, you're Kylie. You're an incredibly nice guy. Your job is really just to be available. I think I don't know your Latin name. I doubt they had opossums in ancient Rome.
Kylie puts his hands in his pockets and scowls.
Internal sewer system night. Mr. Fox puts the finishing touches on a vast mural painted on the longest, tallest wall of the brick cavern. She stands on a ladder. Her sleeves are rolled up, and she is spattered with 12 different colors of paint. She looks down to Fox standing with an entourage of Kylie, Badger, Linda, and Rickety. The animal children mop and scrub in the background. Ash stands leaning against the push broom watching his parents. Fox surveys the mural. It is highly detailed, filled with the textures of the landscape, and decorated with images of flowers, leaves, acorns, etc. It is signed Felicity Fox. Fox opens his arms wide and shouts,
It's stupendous. Where's us?
It's stupendous.
Snooping around as usual, I see.
Right here.
Paint next.
Ugh. Insert the bottom of the map. The bottom of the map. Mrs. Fox paw paints a red X and puts a circle around it. The shot zooms out to reveal the entire valley. No longer a painting on the brick wall. Lightning strikes at the horizons. Dark clouds loom over the three farmers' compounds. It looks exactly like one of Miss Fox's paintings of a landscape in a rainstorm. Miss Bean's helicopter circles the area.
Exterior hill, night. A bicycle messenger with a headlamp rings his bell as he approaches the farmer's camp. He stops in front of Bean and hands him an envelope. Bean tears it open and unfolds the letter inside. A note written in letters cut out of magazines and pasted onto a piece of paper. It reads, Dear farmers, Dear farmers, Bogus, Bunce, Bean, I have no alternative but to agree with your terms. Move the station wagon and open a manhole cover below the foot of the drain pipe next to the cobbler's shop, and we meet there today at 10 a.m. sharp. I will hand myself over to you in exchange for the boy's safe return. Cordially, Mr. Fox. Bean frowns. He studies the letter. He shows it to Bogus and Bunce. Why do you write this in letters cut out of magazines?
I don't know. You did the same thing.
I don't trust this guy. Anyway, set up the ambush. Interior, attic, day. The top floor of Bean Annex, the room is filled with boxes of Christmas ornaments, old sports equipment, 2 stained mattresses. Oh. And a broken birdcage.
Cum mattress.
No.
Cum mattress. Cobwebs hang from the rafters below the sloped roof. Christopherson pokes his nose out between the slats of a padlocked apple crate on top of a gun locker in a corner. He is blindfolded and his paws are bound. He is shivering. He clears his throat and calls out politely, "Could I have a cup of water, please?" Christopherson waits for a reply, but no one answers. He whistles to himself for a minute. He clears his throat again. He calls out, "Excuse me? Excuse me." Silence.
Interior drain pipe day. A cement conduit with an iron grating above it. A fast stream of sewer water runs along its side. Fox walks briskly down the pipe, followed by his entourage and Ash. Their steps echo loudly.
Synchronize your clocks. The time is now.
Fox looks at his wrist. He's wearing the red plastic digital sports themed wristwatch.
9:45 a.m.
Everybody checks their watches. Badger points at Fox's wristwatch.
Is that Rat's watch?
No, originally, no. Well, okay, here's the backstory. When I was a teenager, I spent a summer working as a bar back at a jazz club called Django's, where Rat played horn down near. Can I tell this
Django? People die at the fair.
People died at the fair. Can I tell this another time? We should stay focused on what's happening right now.
An old craftsman. Okay, exterior street day. An old craftsman looks out from the window of Burgess and Cobbler's as he taps the little nails on the heel of the loafer. A station wagon with wood grain side panels and a flat tire sits parked on a manhole cover in front of the shop. Bogus, Bunce, and 5 armed farmhands watches Bean monkeys with a Slim Jim until he gets the car door jimmied. The Bean hops inside. He starts the engine and puts the arm over the top of the seat, and as he looks back out the rear window, and throws the station wagon into reverse. The farmers clear out of the way as Bean backs off of the manhole cover. Bacchus and Bunce stick tools down into the manhole cover and lift it open. Insert Rat's watch. It is now 10 a.m. Cut 2. 6 armed farmhands on the roof of Nag's Head Tavern. Cut 2. 7 armed farmhands in the bushes behind Sweeting's Bakery. Cut 2. 8 armed farmers. What? 8 armed farmers in the window of Harrison Travel. The Action 13 reporter and camera crew in an alley next to St. John's coin-operated laundry. Exterior, street day. Bogus, Bunce, and Bean crouch behind the open doors of a pickup truck with 3 beagles. Bogus checks his carbide. Bunce loads his shotgun, and Bean cocks his Luger. Fox's voice hollers from deep inside the manhole.
Did you bring the boy?
Of course we did. Say something, kid. Bunce presses play on a tape recorder. Christofferson's voice comes over a loudspeaker. Excuse me? Excuse me. Bunce presses stop. Cut 2. Fox and his entourage at the bottom of the manhole. Fox scoffs. He smiles and shakes his head.
Come on, that don't even sound like anything like him. It's an amateur night in Dixie.
Badger rapidly slaps 2 pieces of flint together. A bit chips off and sparks fly from the brick. He blows on some of kindling. He takes a pine cone out of a basket. Exterior, street day. A ribbon of a white smoke rises out of the manhole. The 3 farmers watch curiously as it thickens and turns black. Bean frowns. What the cuss is he burning? A blazing pine cone shoots out of the manhole and flies through the air. Over the farmers' heads, it lands in a trash can and lights some lights rubbish on fire. A man with a dart in one hand and a mug of ale in the other comes out of Nag's head and pours his beer onto the trash can. The fire goes out. The 3 farmers laugh smugly. Bean shouts, "Is that all you've got, Mr. Fox?"
37 blazing pine cones shoot out of the manhole and hit a wood pile on the roof of Nag's Head, a box of pastry wrappers in the bushes behind Sweeting's, a stack of brochures in the window of Harrison Travel, a hay bale in the bed of a pickup truck, Bogus, Bunce, and Bean, and a crate of camcorder batteries next to Action 13, a camera crew which explodes. The camera crew explodes? Oh my god!
God damn! Nobody safe.
The camcorder batteries explode.
Yeah.
Farmers scatter, grabbing hoses, yelling, and tamping at the flames as the beagles bark, yelp, and scramble out in the confusion. Rabbit darts out of the hole and races up the street. 6 farmers chase after him, now firing their weapons. Down the brick. Oh, you want to do it? Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Yeah. Interior sewer system day. Down in the brick cavern, Mole listens to a tin can attached to a string. He says urgently as he makes notions in a ledger.
28 pine cones fired. 22 targets hit.
Mrs. Fox, standing on her ladder, paints black checks quickly on the streets in her mural. The stolen portable television set sits in the corner, turned on into Action 13's coverage of the chaos in the street. Cut 2. Rabbit running full steam out of the village, being pursued by the 6 farmhands. He hurdles an empty Coke bottle lying on its side in the road. Exterior street day. Badger jumps out of the manhole and throws more blazing pine cones at farmers, trucks, and parked cars, doors, windows, and the Action 13 camera crew. 7 farmhands chase him down in a cobblestone lane. Weasel and Beaver climb out with the straws in their paws and start firing blueberries towards disoriented beagles. The beagles eat blueberries, they fall over. 8 farmhands chase Weasel and Beaver up a wooded path. Rickety, the field mouse, bounds out one of the holes and leaps into a fracas. He fires a rubber band and bounces at Bunce off a paper clip. It snaps Bunce in the corner of his eye. Rickety lets out a little whoop. There is a small explosion and a burst of flames blasts from the manhole. Fox and Kylie jump out and run over to a vehicle with a tarp over it. It parked in front of the Paddington automotive. Fox whips off the tarp, revealing a miniature motorcycle with a sidecar. Cut 2. Fox driving the motorcycle with Kylie in the sidecar. They both wear helmets and goggles. Thunder rumbles in the distance. Kylie sinks lower into the sidecar. He shouts to Fox over the sound of the motor.
Are you scared of wolves?
Scared? No, I have a phobia of them.
Well, I have a thing about thunder.
Why? That's stupid.
I'll
Ash
read
pokes his
stage
head.
directions from here if y'all want to.
What?
I'll
we can
read
still take
because
turns.
Oh, that
We
was
can
cool.
still take
Okay.
turns.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay. Ash pokes his head up from the rear compartment of the sidecar. He also wears a helmet and goggles. His white cape flutters behind him. He shouts.
I don't like needles.
Fox
Fox
and
and-
look to Ash
oh,
in
wait.
disbelief. Fox says furiously.
Where'd you come from again? How'd you get in the sidecar? I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Fox slams on the brakes and squeals to the side of the road. He points to Ash.
Get out.
You're not giving me any opportunity to prove myself to you.
What, Ash? What? Ash, this isn't the National Theater production of Fantastic Mr. Fox. This is really happening.
No, this
This is
actually
the thing.
is.
This is the thing.
This
This
is
is the
the-
thing.
wait,
Oh
wait,
my
hold
god!
on.
Roll credits. Roll credits. Roll credits. Roll credits.
That's the
You
thing.
can't
Though,
think
this
of
is
it that. You can't
this
think
is
of it
actually
that way,
the theater
Dad.
production.
You gotta think of it like this. Ash stares off into space with a dreamy look. He paints the picture with the going drama. It's the bottom of the 7th eighth. The whack batter steps up to the wet basket. Grabbers and taggers watch the tall grass. Twig runners watch from the short grass. The center tagger winds up and chucks the pine cone with all of his might. Literally on fire and right down the middle.
Literally, our reading skills started so strong at the beginning of this, and we have devolved into madness.
We've
Terrible
been
at
streaming for
whack-bat.
2.5 hours. All right, continue.
But you're terrible at whack-bat.
Ash just
Ash
looks
looks
stricken.
stricken. Fox hesitates.
I don't mean that as a criticism. Whack-bat metaphors never sound.
Ash
Ash
slams
slams his. You go ahead.
Ash slams his fist on the side of the motorcycle. He spits on the ground. Kylie shrugs.
You just can't leave him by the side of the road anyway.
Guess not.
Fox guns the motor angrily and steers toward a small mound of dirt. They jump into it. They jump it like a ramp, fly over a ditch, and skid back onto the road.
Internal
Skid
helicopter day.
marks.
A pilot with a red mustache and a southern African accent flies Bean's chopper. He wears a Bean Incorporated patch on his shoulder. He shouts from the microphone connected to his helmet.
Dylan,
Who's the
let's
pilot?
just make this you because I don't think we
Dylan, you're the pilot.
casted this.
I've got a fox and on a motorcycle. What a with a litter of fox. Oh wait, litter fox and what looks like to be an opossum on the sidecar riding north from the foreign lane 7. Does this sound like anything to anybody?
Bean's voice responds over the radio. Red, it's Franklin Bean. Turn around the cusp back here and pick us up on ASAP. External Bean's compound day. Mounds of barbed wire and cement roadblocks encircle main gate of Bean Incorporated. Surveillance cameras scan the area. Watchtowers loom above. Lightning bolts symbols cover the walls. A small iron door next to the gate has deliveries painted above it. It swings open. An old man comes out and props it open with a broom. He rolls a small dumpster filled with plastic bags and trash and pushes it around the corner. Fox, Kylie, and Ash race through the doorway discreetly on their miniature motorcycle. The old man comes back, rolling the dumpster. He takes away his broom and shuts the door. Exterior Bean Annex Day. A whitewashed brick pile 3 stories tall sits apart from the other structures on the farm. The doors to its courtyard are made of iron and painted yellow. Written along the roof is Bean Annex. Fox, Kylie, and Ash park behind a crate. Fox pours a bucket of apples over the motorcycle to camouflage it. They run to the courtyard doors. Fox climbs into Kylie's shoulders and tries the knobs. They are locked.
Titanium. Kylie, you got a credit card?
Sure.
A bat credit card?
A bat credit card?
A Bass credit card?
See, this is what I was saying about how good you are, just being available for whatever. A titanium
Kylie
card?
hands Fox a World Traveler titanium card. Fox frowns.
A titanium card? How the cuss did you qualify for this?
I'll pay my bills on time. I have always had good credit.
Fox
Fox
examines the
exam-
card with
Okay, you
mild
go ahead.
resentment. He picks the lock easily, but seems surprised by his success. He whistles sharply with a half sharp and makes it his obscure hand signal. Kylie frowns.
Wait a second. What's that thing you do?
That
Wait!
Lamar
whistle-
not seen that.
Oh my god, you gotta watch it, dude.
The whistle with the clicking sound.
Fox
Fox-
hesitates. Oh, you want to do it?
No, it's like a one-line.
Okay, Fox hesitates. He searches for some poetic words, then suddenly just says bluntly,
What do you mean? They're my trademark.
Fox remembers his trademark routine. Kylie looks slightly annoyed. Fox opens the door. The courtyard has high walls and a gravel floor. On one side, there are 10 trash cans and a stack of newspapers and a compost heap. On the other side, there's an old, rusted, broken down tractor and a new one. By far the largest, fattest, toughest beagle yet lies asleep in the middle. White foam froths around his mouth as it breathes heavily. Its collar is hooked to a thick chain, and tag around its neck reads spits. Fox, Kylie, and Ash stop in their tracks. The beagle opens his eyes and turns to Kylie.
Give me a blueberry.
What?
You forgot the blueberries?
You never
Guys,
said
we are
anything.
on page 88 out of 103 according to the slide thing. We're almost there. We're almost done.
Okay.
You never said anything about.
Of course I did. I wrote it on your paw.
Kylie looks at his palm, pause. He looks away sheepishly. Ash says quietly,
What's that white stuff
Clay-
in his mouth?
I think it eats soap.
Fox sees an amber plastic pharmacy bottle on a shelf with some bags of fertilizer. A bag of some fertilizer. It reads drug. Oh God. You know what, I don't feel- I don't-
Phenyloxycarbobutamol.
I don't feel like trying right now. Not right now anyway.
Name
10
Spitz
milligrams.
Beagle
Name
for
Spitz.
rabies.
Breed Beagle for rabies. Chronic. Other take with meat. Do not operate heavy machinery.
Fox
frowns. He says grimly.
That's not soap.
Well, then why does he have that bubbly?
He's rabid with rabies. I've heard about this beagle. You two go ahead while I distract him.
Fox
Hood.
begins to move his hands in a circular hypnotic pattern and he whispers sharply.
Go.
Kyle and Christopherson run away across the courtyard. Exterior roof day.
Bean's helicopter lands. Oh, you go ahead.
Okay. Alright, Bean's helicopter lands on top of the nag's head. Fire smolders, alright. Fire smolders and farmers continue to chase around animals in the village streets. Bogus, Bunsen, Bean, lading over and holding onto their hats. Run to the chopper and climb inside. They take off. Cut to the street below. The orange bandoid Elfis Van screeches into the melee. The old man and his son jump out. They open the side door and they start unloading stacks of metal cages. Interior attic day. Christopherson sits on the floor, huddled into the corner of the apple crate. There's a clanking sound from above. He looks up. A trap door in the ceiling's creaking open. Kylie and Ash look inside, down at Christopherson.
Who's that? Exterior roof day.
Oh, no. You take that.
Kylie grimaces as he pulls and twists at a chicken wire screen over the trap door. Ash's shadow crosses over him. He says quietly.
I can fit through here.
Kylie looks up to Ash. The sun shines behind him and his cape ripples in the breeze. Kylie squints.
Hmm?
You want to know why?
Why?
Because I'm little.
Ash thrusts out his hand to Kylie.
Give me that shoelace.
The rabid beagle, he stands up. Fox takes a cautious step towards him. He holds out the back of his paw for the beagle to sniff. Connor?
Wait, what? Are we on the
Where I feel you're on. I feel like there's a tenderness.
I feel like there's a
Page.
tenderness in your eyes, isn't there? Fox takes another step. The beagle watches him calmly. Yes, I'm right. You're a good boy. A little lonely, maybe, but
Fox takes another cautious step.
terribly sweet. Hello there, boy. Is your name Spitz? That's German, isn't it?
Cut 2. Ash lowering himself into the attic with 3 different colored shoelaces tied together and belted around his waist. He holds the shoelace and keeps a paw behind his back like a mountaineer. His feet touch down on the shelf. He runs to the apple crate and whispers urgently.
It's me. I'm rescuing you.
I've got mixed feelings about that.
I don't blame you.
Ash jiggles the padlock. He says earnestly,
Can you give me a karate lesson real quick?
okay. Then like this. Christopherson stands up with... Oh, you go ahead.
No.
Okay. Christopherson stands up with his hand bound, with his bound paws clasped in front of him. Ash mimics this. Cut to 1 minute later. Christopherson continues Ash's karate lesson. Position yourself on the balls of your feet. Close your eyes. Christopherson stands lightly poised on, with his elbows out. He closes his eyes. He says mystically, "You weigh less than a slice of..." Cut to 3 minutes later. Christopherson continues Ash's karate lesson. Now for the rudimentary version of the cyclone chop. First, you need to get a running start, which obviously I can't do in here. Then, as you arrive at the destination of the chop, demonstrating, lean and thrust into the point of contact. Paw remains open and straight, then withdraw instantaneously. Remember, it's the pullback that matters. The pullback, demonstrating, generates the force of the impact.
Got it.
Ash makes an aiming... Oh, you go ahead.
Alright. Ash makes an aiming practice chop towards the padlock. He nods confident. Yeah, I'll just chop this right off. Ash turns and walks 10 paces away to the far end of the shelf. He recites a quick mantra and takes a deep breath. Kylie watches from above. He says excitedly,
He's gonna do it, yeah!
Kylie looks down to the fox in the courtyard below. He frowns.
I thought you said you never look a beagle in the eye.
Cut to Fox.
Oh, you go ahead.
Cut to Fox arriving directly in front of the beagle. He reaches out to gently pet him and says coaxingly, "Why, you're just as sweet as..."
Fox and the beagle lock eyes. The pupils of the beagle's eyes contract and then completely disappear and as the whites turn bright red. Fox's eyes open wider than their sockets. The rabid beagle erupts ballistically, attacking like an enraged maniac. His chain rips out of the cement. Fox screams like a grandmother, sprinting frantically around the courtyard as the rabbit beagle, frothing, roaring, and snapping, tries desperately to kill him. Cut to Ash.
I hear...
Ash screaming at the top of his lungs as he sprints towards the apple crate. Ash.
Key up!
Ash's socks slip on the surface of the shelf. He somersaults twice through the air and bounces his head off the side of the apple crate. He rebounds and lands upside down, half unconscious. Christopherson stands uncertainly with his hands gripping the bars of the cage. He says quietly,
Did you chop it? The cage tips slowly backwards and falls on off the shelf. Ash looks horrified. Christopherson braces himself. The apple crate hits the floor and shatters into pieces. Cut to Kylie on the roof. He looks shocked. Fox pops up from below in a sudden burst. He moves erratically, disoriented. He looks down in the courtyard at the rabid beagle, which continues to pitch an insane fit. Running in circles after its tail, Kylie looks concerned.
You okay?
Fox, panting and dripping with sweat, stares at Kylie vacantly. He makes Kylie signal. Ash coming to, he picks himself up and runs to the edge of the shelf, shouting,
Christopherson! Christopherson!
Ash looks down at Christopherson sprawled on his back in the wreckage of the apple crate. Christopherson says, dazed, "I'm okay." Ash kneels down on the table. He says desolately with his voice cracking,
Sorry!
"I'm sorry."
So sorry.
Christopherson shrugs his shoulders while still lying on his back on the floor. That's okay. You were just trying to unlock the apple crate.
No, I meant I'm sorry about.
Oh, you mean from before, the apology you owed me, which you never actually said.
Right. I'm grumpy. I spit. I wake up on the wrong side of the bed. I'm just different, apparently, but it won't happen again, Christopherson. I'm sorry.
Christopherson nods sadly. He takes a deep breath. He nods again. That's okay too. Exterior yard day. Fox, Kylie, Ash, and Christopherson come around the building. They run into their motorcycle. Shut the fuck up, train! The- Nobody
What
wants
did-
to hear your shit, Thomas.
What did Thomas do to you?
They
Jesus
run to-
Christ!
Shut the fuck up. I don't care. I hope he derails and crashes.
Oh my
It's
god!
happened before.
Oh my god, just read the script.
To come, they run to their motorcycle outside the courtyard doors. They freeze. The front the front gates to the compound are closed and bolted. Bean's helicopter waits on top of the vegetable garden with its rotor blades whirling. Bogus, Bunce, and Bean stand in front of the Bean annex with their weapons drawn. Fox sees his tail around Bean's collar. His eyes narrow. His jaw sets. He says to himself with growing emotion.
Your trackers are brooding my tree. Your posse hunted my family. Your gunman killed my nephew, kidnapped my nephew. Your rat insulted my wife, and you shot off my tail. I'm not leaving here without that necktie.
Bean smiles his sickly smile. Fox smiles back defiantly. Kylie looks utterly baffled. Ash says mystically,
I weigh less than a slice of bread.
What?
I'll be right back.
Ash runs. Fox, Kylie, and Christopherson watch, shocked as Ash sprints back to the courtyard doors. The three farmers open fire at him. Fox, Kylie, and Christopherson duck and take cover behind a hay bale. Ash dodges bullets. He jumps off the balls of his feet with his arms out over a sprinkler pipe and swings like a gymnast onto a clothesline. Then flies through the air, doing another one of his spectacularly awkward four-armed, three-legged back flips. He stands on the handle of one of the courtyard doors and screams. Clayton. Ash Cyclone chops the doorknob. The lock clicks. Ash's eyes light up. Ash drops to the ground. He digs a hole and burrows into the dirt as bullets fly everywhere. He breathes in through his nose and out through his mouth. Fox watches with his jaw hanging open. The courtyard doors smash apart, and the rabid beagle tears into the vegetable garden, growling, foaming, and thrashing crazily. The farmers shriek and scream and run around, panicking with their guns blazing. Fox, Kylie, Ash, and Christopherson jump into their motorcycle. The beagle rips the tail from Bean's neck and shreds it, chews it up, and swallows it. Fox deflates for an instant, then recovers. He looks to Ash on the back of the motorcycle behind him, with his hands around Fox's waist. He says with the deepest affection and respect,
Ash, that was pure wild animal craziness. You're an athlete.
Ash swallows. He beams. Fox hands him a white ski cap with lightning bolts on and stars on it.
Here, put this bandit cap on.
Ash puts on the ski cap and he tilts it rakishly at a slight angle. Fox kick starts the motorcycle.
Goggles.
Oh shit. I lost my place though. Where
Fox
am I?
guns the motor and races across the farm. Bogus, Bunce, and Beans scramble onto the roof of the carport with an old white Mercedes convertible under it. The snarling beagle barks and snaps below them. They watch as Christopherson snaps the demolished tail off the ground at speed and quickly ties it to the motorcycle's antenna. Fox steers toward a broken apple cart at the edge of the property. He guns the motor and yells,
Wait, hon. Guns, motor, and yells. Holy swearing cuss!
Fox races the
races them-
motorcycle up the apple cart into the air and over the concrete barricade. They land in the middle of the road, skidding and speed off down the hill. Bunce and Bean watching from the roof of the carport while the Beagle continue to bark at them crazily. Bean says into his walkie-talkie.
Petey, bring us a ladder, please.
Interior
sewer system. Oh, you go.
Mrs. Fox sits anxiously at the bottom of her ladder.
Shits anxiously.
Shit. Badger, Weasel, Rickety, the two small rabbits, and the others sit exhausted in the dark cavern, passing a jar of cider. Mole interrupts.
Oh, stand by!
That's Scott. Everybody looks at Mole. Mole is holding the tin can with the string attached to his ear. He nods and says urgently,
I just intercepted a high-frequency radio signal with the can, and I think they're on their way home.
Mrs. Fox jumps up, embraces Mole, and kisses him on the snout. Mole blushes.
Cut 2. Rabbit still running full steam back into the village after being pursued by 6 farmhands. He comes to the manhole where they started and darts into it. The 6 farmhands stop at the manhole and look down. They go straight down the nag's head and walk inside and close the door behind them.
Exterior road day.
Oh, you go.
Fox, Kylie, and Ash and Christopherson ride down a country road. Kylie sees something across the meadow. He says wearily,
Don't turn around!
What? Fox turns around. A huge wild gray wolf with ice blue eyes stands with a rock 50 feet away from him. Fox slams on the brakes. The motorcycle slides to a halt. Where did he come from? Where did you come from? What are you doing here? Pause. Fox points towards the wolf. Canis lupus. Fox points to himself.
Vulpus, Vulpus.
Vulpus, Vulpus. The wolf does not answer. Fox, Kylie, Ash, and Christopherson watch, idling from the motorcycle. I don't think he speaks English or Latin.
Try that.
Pens penses voice que
Pensez-vous que l'hiver serait rude?
Sacré bleu!
Sacré bleu.
Sacré bleu.
Omelette du
But of
fromage.
course.
But of course. I'm asking if he thinks we're in for a hard winter. The wolf shakes his head. Fox nods. He doesn't seem to know. Silence. Fox shouts to the wolf with a strange hitch in his voice. I have a phobia of wolves. The wolf does not answer. It breathes heavily with its mouth open. Its teeth are long, sharp, and yellow. Its tongue hangs out, and its eyes are wild. Fox looks back at it with the identical expression for a minute. Mesmerized, then Fox closes his mouth with his eyes soften. Fox raises his paw in the air. The wolf blinks a few times, raises its paw in the air, it turns away and trots off into the woods. Fox says wistfully, "What a beautiful creature. Wish him luck, boys." Fox guns the motor. Gravel spits from under the spinning tires, and they tear off down the road.
Title: 3 days later. 2.5 Fox weeks. Bogus Bunts and Beans.
2.5 men.
2.5 men.
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
Bogus Bunts and Beans sit silently in folding metal chairs around the manhole in front of the Paddington Automotive. Bogus's
Carbine.
Bogus's carbine rests across his lap. Bunts' shotgun hangs from a strap on his shoulder. Bean cleans his Luger. The television reporter stands next to him in front of the cameraman. He reports.
This is going to be a new reporter. Three, in the reporter's opinion, obsessed farmers remain convinced that the fox in question will eventually reappear. Why?
Because foxes aren't meant to live in a sewer.
They're refugees.
All they have to do, oh my god, all they have to eat down there is
trash.
And not much of it. Thank you, farmers. For Action 12, this is Dan Peabody.
The shot booms down under the ground, below the street, through the layer in the cement and cobblestone. It descends past Badger and his family having dinner in a nicely furnished drain pipe. Past Rabbit and his family watching the stolen portable television set in in a well-appointed cemented tunnel. Past Beaver and Mrs. Beaver holding Mole and Weasel for cocktails in a tasteful sewer conduit. The shot stops in a small chamber adjacent to the brick cavern. The walls are filled with electrical cables, wires, pipes, and a large new mural, which depicts the fox's former view of the valley, as seen as from the tree with the trope. with a trumpet-o-little window frame around it. It is signed Felicity Fox. Ash, Christopherson, and Agnes sit Indian-style meditating in a braided rug. Mrs. Fox works mixing paints and turpentine. Turpentine? Is it turpentine?
Turpentine.
Turpentine. Cool. Alright. Mixing paints and turpentines at an easel in a corner. There's an armchair with a folded up copy of the Gazette as is cushioned in the center of the room under a glowing lamp. Classical music plays on a radio. Connor.
Classical. Insert. Fox's newspaper column with a new picture of him at the top of it. He now looks only slightly debonair, but significantly more ferocious, with his teeth partially bared. The caption reads, "Fox on the prowl with fantastic Mr. Fox." Once again,
roll credit for the fourth time. Roll credits for the fourth time.
No, this is the fifth. This is the fifth time. This is the fifth time.
No way. No
this
way.
This is the fifth time.
Oh my
Fox
God.
swings his head into the room from a tunnel. He says gently, "My darlings."
Everyone looks up to Fox. He signals them to follow him. Interior drain pipe night. The cement conduit with the iron grating above it. Fox and the others walk briskly down the pipe. Mr. Fox's slightly repaired but still severely damaged tail has been attached to the seat of his trousers with a metal clip and a safety.
Where are we going?
Nobody knows.
In the middle of a meditation practice.
Watch your step.
Fox takes everyone through an opening and starts climbing a metal ladder. He says theatrically,
"Let's see, now, where does this lead?"
Oh no, Foxy, it's
Old
filthy.
Man River. Old Man
Shut up,
River.
Connor. Just continue.
Keep a good grip, everyone.
This better be worth it.
I think I see a little sliver of light. What's this? Is that a door?
You're a terrible actor, Foxy.
"Do you smell something? Is that Freon?"
Shh. I'm gonna crack open this trap door and see if something's on the other side. I highly doubt it, though. There's probably just more sewer. You know, it wouldn't be surprising if...
Open it!
Fox pushes open the trap door and crawls out. Everyone follows him. Interior supermarket night. Oh my God, we're finally here. Fox and the others stand in the middle of the aisle at the center of a large grocery store. To their left is a refrigerated section of milk, eggs. I fucking love milk! And meat, fish, and cheese. To the right, canned goods. Breakfast cereal, laundry detergent.
Sausage.
Hamburger, Big Mac, cheeseburger, Whopper.
Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper.
And the middle plate is closed over to the front windows. There are no people, Fox says casually.
Hey, look, there's a whole enormous, gorgeous, gigantic supermarket up here.
Ashley and Christopherson seem dumbstruck. Fox raises an eyebrow and smiles at Mrs. Fox. She puts her arm around his shoulder.
You really are kind of a quote-unquote fantastic fox.
Son of a bitch! Roll him again! Roll him again!
Six! Oh my God.
I try. Get enough to share with everybody. And remember, the rabbits are vegetarians and the badger is supposedly allergic to walnuts. Alright, I personally think maybe he just doesn't like them.
Cut to Fox
and Mrs. Fox walking down the cereal and cookie aisle, drinking apple juice from little junk food pouch boxes.
I guess now that Christopherson's dad is already down to single pneumonia and getting better, he'll probably be going home soon, huh?
Actually, when he spoke to me on the phone at the hospital, he said he was already talking to Weasel about real estate availabilities down in our sewer system.
Oh, really? Well, now's the time to buy.
Kylie comes around to the end of the aisle, pushing a shopping cart filled with jars of jelly, jam, olives, pickles, honey, and plus 3 loaves of bread, Band-Aids, toothpaste, and a carton of strawberry ice cream. He does a kick step and a clap. He stares at Fox, waiting. Fox stares back at Kylie but shows no reaction. Kylie repeats the kick step and the clap. Still nothing from Fox. Kylie starts to do his routine again. Fox interrupts.
Okay, I get it. Is that your trademark?
Kylie hesitates. He shrugs and says casually, looking around the room with a false appearance of distracted curiosity. He smiles crazily. Fox turns back to Mrs. Fox. He notices something and stops. He stares at her strangely. She is glowing. She hesitates. She shrugs.
I'm pregnant again.
I think we're Both glowing this time.
Fox and Mrs. Fox areas are in fact glowing. No,
Ash,
no.
Kristofferson, and Agnes join them, all holding their own junk food punch boxes. Ash has grape juice all over his face and shirt. He looks deeply moved by what he has just overheard. He says gently,
Not do another toast, Dad.
Okay, let's see. Let me think up a little wording.
Fox collects his thoughts. He steps onto a soapbox. He takes a deep breath and then he begins.
Let's say all foxes are slightly allergic to linoleum. Yep. Linoleum.
Linoleum.
But it's cool to the paw. Try it.
Mrs. Fox, Ash, Kristofferson, Agnes, and Kylie walk in place, testing the temperature of the floor with their toes. They look slightly pleased. Fox continues.
They say my tail needs to be dry cleaned twice a month, but it's now fully detachable, see?
Fox unclips his tail from his trousers and holds it up for everyone to examine. He clips it back on. He looks to Ash, Kristofferson, and Agnes and says gently,
They say our tree may never grow back, but one day, something will.
Ash, Kristofferson, and Agnes look sad but hopeful. Fox motions to various food products on the shelves and says broadly,
Yes, these crackles are made of synthetic goose, and these giblets come from artificial squab, and even these apples look fake. But at least they've got stars on them.
Fox holds up one of the apples being genetically invented. It has a little green asterisk all over it. He throws it away over his shoulder. He smiles and shrugs.
I guess my point is, we'll eat tonight. We'll eat together. And even in this not particularly flattering light, you're without a doubt the 5.5 most wonderful animals I've ever met in my life. So let's raise our boxes.
Fox, Mrs. Fox, Ash, Kristofferson, Agnes, and Kylie, Kylie all raise their junk food punch boxes. Fox says slowly,
To our survival.
They all sip loudly from their little straws at some length for about 15 seconds. Pause. Fox looks to Ash and asks uncertainly,
How was that?
That was good. That was a good toast.
Everyone breaks out
out
giddily,
giddily. Okay, you can read it.
dancing in an ecstatic jig. Kylie waltzes to the cart and circles. Kristofferson dances with Agnes. Fox spins Mrs. Fox and Ash together. Cut to a wide shot of all 16 aisles of the supermarket
Holy
stacked with
fucking
boxes.
shit. Who
cartons,
just dropped their
cans,
microphone?
It fell off
bags
my
and
desk.
jars. Bags and jars of every possible variety of food.
Connor's reading the last paragraph, and all of a
down,
sudden I just hear
down.
everything go to hell.
That fucking Fox dropped the microphone!
Alright, cut to a wide shot of all 16 aisles of the supermarket stacked with boxes, cartons, cans, bottles, bags, and jars of every possible variety of food. A sign across the ceiling reads Bogus Bundt and Bean Consolidated Supermarket. The family of foxes and all their friends continue to dance at the distance at the end of the center aisle. Cut to
We did
black credits.
That's it!
did
Oh
it.
my
That's
god!
fantastic,
We
Mr.
did
Fox.
it.
Season 3 done!
Yeah.
Oh my
What
god.
an experience this was. Oh my god.
Alright, reflection time.
Wait,
This
y'all
was-
check the group chat. Look what I put in there.
Wait, which one?
Oh.
The tartar sauce.
Tartar sauce. Oh no. I can't. look at
Tater
my-
salad.
Hold on, give me the taters.
Bogus Bunsen bean. More like boobs, pussy, and bitch.
Oh,
Anyway,
oh my
so
god.
this was our best season.
I agree. I love this season so much, dude. I like
It
it
was
well
so
more
good
than
and
season
so
2.
fun.
I have zero complaints about any of the episodes. I think they were all on point. This one is a bit long. It's a kind of boring. I mean, 3 hours straight of just us reading.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
we still had some rising action, we still had a lot of stuff going on, like, internet's dying, power going
Yeah,
out,
like
and we had
normal.
some pretty good jokes too. And then
Yeah.
Clayton's
Screamed.
microphone dying at the very end.
Yeah, I mean, that was my microphone. My microphone just fell off the
Oh,
table.
that was your microphone? Oh, I thought that
Yeah.
was Clayton's.
No. I like this season. All right, we're going into the recap section of the stream. So, future Clayton or Connor,
when you do the time codes, this is where we start it. All right. So why don't we go through and just like talk about our thoughts with the season? Because Cerek, you were there for most of it.
Oh God, I'm back.
Yeah, I was there for quite a bit of this season.
Yeah.
Well,
and you've
even if it
definitely
wasn't,
seen it.
even if it wasn't in the episode itself, I was in the audience listening.
Yeah. So what were your thoughts on the season, Cerek?
Honestly, I very much enjoyed this season, and I'm not saying it just because I was in it more than the last one. I was around to see more of it, but I got to see everything pretty much this time, and I loved it. It was wonderful. There were so many good jokes, so many good plans, so many good castings, and I just felt like for all the characters, for all the episodes, everybody fit who they were assigned to, and it was just a really fun time all around.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Connor, what are your thoughts on this season?
I feel like we found our sweet spot. This was the best season, not in just concept, but execution. Season 1, we had no idea what we was doing, and that was the fun part about it. Season 2,
we just kind of messed it all up. We kind of lost the flow.
we lost the
But
flow.
now
But
in
this,
season 3, you know what you guys are doing because now you're experienced. And
Right,
you know
we're
what to do.
experienced content creators now.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the theme. I loved just every episode. It was on point. We rarely had things go wrong this season, which
Yeah, I mean, other than having to record the episode 2 for the 3rd time in a row.
yeah.
Hey, episode 2 is always cursed. There's always something that goes wrong
Yeah, every
on
episode
episode 2.
always have to re-record
Yeah.
episode
All right,
two.
Clayton, why don't you give your thoughts on the
Hopefully
episode- on
season
this
4 will
season?
break that curse.
After this,
No.
let's give our favorite episodes.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
Clayton, why don't you go ahead and give yours? Give your thoughts.
This season is goated.
Goated.
Quite fucking
Yeah.
literally. Everything about the season, I think I've had the most fun with, other than the other two. Yeah, that's it.
All right, Dylan, what are your thoughts on the season?
All right. I think this season was pretty good. Out of all of them, this was the cherry on top of the pie, the white crust on top of the poop monster. It was different, but it was good.
Oh, God.
Oh,
And
what a good analogy, Dylan.
That is nice.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
I actually got to do a cast list, which that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was happy with that.
Yeah.
I just really like this season a lot. I feel like last season we should just push under the rug.
Yeah.
The only episode I would probably say from that is probably The Boy Who Would Be Queen and Krusty Towers.
Yeah. The other two are just not as quality.
No.
Yeah. All right.
But
I think this season, like Connor said, it's our best. Like 100%, it's our best. Like
There was a lot of things that we did differently that they did differently for this season, and it worked off so well. It was,
yeah, we got
Clayton
an
with his
intro,
immaculate
we got,
Yeah, Clayton with his immaculate fucking animating skills.
Yeah,
in
so
the
let's give a
episode
round of
and the
applause for that.
intro.
Come on, let's.
yeah,
That was
I'm
was
flattered.
wonderful, man. It really was.
yeah. It would have not been the same if Clayton learned how to do that because it put life
yeah,
into
it definitely put life.
It really did breathe life into all our little characters trotting around and yelling at each other.
Now we get to do it
Yeah.
with our actual commission.
Faces.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
paid
you
somebody
fin-
on
you finished
Fiverr to
this
do
season
this.
with your old characters,
well,
and
let
now
me-
you can do it with your actual self.
Let me explain that. So, during the mid development of season 3, we commissioned somebody to have our faces drawn. We now have expressions that we're going to use in season 4. So season 4 onward, these are the faces you're going to see.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to
No
Crash
more Egg
Bandicoot.
Boy.
No more Ramona Flowers.
No more.
However, I will
behind.
probably still remain if I appear as Lucifer from Helltaker because I don't
Yeah.
have a
He doesn't have
commission.
one. We might get him one.
Yeah.
We might get him one. We'll have
Yeah.
to see.
maybe.
Maybe.
Going
Cerek's a
forward,
special
we will
guest.
see promo art.
Promo art.
So-
Yeah.
Favorite episodes.
Favorite episode. I gotta say, my favorite episode was probably either episode 3 because it was just 50 minutes of just funnies. All right,
It was just,
Yeah.
it was amazing. And
It was
but
bottomless pit done right.
It was
Yeah,
bottomless
literally.
pit done
Yeah.
right. But then like we had Phantom of Retroland next, which is another amazing episode. So I'd probably say probably 3 because I think I had the most fun recording that and rewatching that. But 4 is definitely up there. I think my tier list goes 3, 4, 1 was good, and then 2 was good. And then 5, I don't know where to put it yet because I haven't watched it back.
Yeah. Don't worry, you got 3 hours of your time. Just watch this thing.
Right. Yeah. This mess.
I'd say my favorite episode was Mass
3
Transit
hours for
Trouble.
3 seasons. Oh my god.
Well, literally. I'd have to say my favorite episode was Mass Transit Trouble. That one was just on point, and we're definitely going to do that show again. That's definitely on the docket from now on.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, Cerek, you are up. What was your favorite episode?
I also have to say Mass Transit Trouble. That one was the golden gem of the season, I feel.
Yeah.
I agree the 4th episode was also an absolute gem, but I feel like that Mass Transit Trouble had that little something extra special that just made it shine even more. I just felt like everything that would have gone right, that should have gone right, did, and it was just all amazing and it flew together perfectly.
Yeah. All right, Clayton, what's your favorite episode?
It's either I gotta say 3 is 3 was literally the longest one, but it's the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clayton literally told us how much fun he was gonna have editing it.
No way.
He was so excited to edit it. After we got finished filming, he was ready.
Ooh, Muffin raised his hand.
Oh.
Muffin, what was your favorite episode? Go ahead and type it in the
Yeah.
YouTube chat because I'm looking at it.
Yep.
I would have to say, though, I like the whole gimmick of getting into something and driving off at the end.
That
I
was
love
funny.
that
Did
gimmick.
Dylan say his
Yeah,
favorite
Dylan,
episode?
why don't you give your favorite episode? Because I know we skipped you.
I would say Mass Transit Trouble, but the whole season, I would say each episode recorded got better each
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I would say. So
Yeah.
that's how it kind of went.
Hey,
The
Clayton,
more you
how are you? How is it going on the air season 3 bloopers reel?
The bloopers reel? I don't even think we've announced that yet.
Wait, we were
guys,
doing
there's
that?
no bloopers
You
reel
just want to
coming.
go ahead and announce it?
We kind of just
I guess you kind of
He's already
already
said it.
did.
All right,
So-
well, all right. So we don't have art for it yet because I need to figure out what I want to do with the art. But we're gonna have this thing coming out called the Heroes and Villains Reel Session, whatever you want to call it. It's gonna be extra leftover clips that we just feel like wouldn't flow with the episode right.
Yeah.
Even at the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to release them as audio only, and you are going to be able to listen to them.
Except for the one that you need video for, which was the nosebleed during episode 1.
Yeah, you need
Yeah.
video for the nosebleed. So
there
we'll have
was
video.
one where we were talking about walkie talkies. I think that one got cut.
Yeah,
out.
that one got cut. All right.
Well, it seems to be majority favorite is Mass Transit Trouble for
Yeah.
this season.
But I would say
Yeah.
episode 4 is close second.
Yeah.
Muffin, Muffin, well, here, I'm gonna invite Muffin. Muffin, would you mind speaking or asking us a question real quick?
If you're okay with that, of course.
Yeah, if you're okay with that, of course.
You know, it's funny to say this, but I think our least strong episode this season, which that's very putting it, lightly, because
Yeah.
it's still a really good.
Because
Episode. I think
all of them were strong, but if we were to just say that it was,
if we were to pick a least strong episode this season, it was our SpongeBob episode.
Yeah, it's.
yeah.
What was
Yeah.
episode 2?
Agent Doof.
Agent. I'd probably say Agent Dupe was our least strong episode this season. I liked it, but it was. I think it was
Yeah,
our least
actually,
strong.
yeah, I'd agree. I feel like the SpongeBob episode had a slight edge over Agent Doof. Now that I think about it,
Whoops.
Agent Doof was good. All of them were great. But yeah.
Yeah. All
I
right.
accidentally left on accident.
He said, Muffin said, Krusty Towers was my first episode and my first time to see you guys. This is really a great YouTube channel. I hope in the future you're to be the greatest channel ever.
Thank
Well,
you, man.
thank you,
Thank you.
Muffin. We'll always
Thank you so much.
appreciate you through the thing.
Let's watch
For
Dylan go
being
into the
the
audience.
first super on the air fan.
On the air, super
Mhm.
fan. All right. Well, if that's all we have to say, I think it's time to get in the clown car and zoom away.
Did we do a shameless plug?
Oh no,
Oh,
we
we
didn't.
did not. We did not do the shameless plug.
Wait, Connor,
This-
you didn't say it right. You didn't say it right.
We need to do
We did-
shameless plugs. All right, who's up first?
Funnily,
gonna
I
push you up
actually
the
have
virtual
something.
microphone.
I actually have something to
Oh
shameless
my
plug
God,
this time
Cerek's got
now.
something to share.
What?
Yeah, I got something to shameless plug.
Uh-oh.
I don't have. Am I allowed to go now? Or
Yep.
Sure,
Bear
go for it,
with
go
us,
for it.
guys.
Yep.
This is not animated.
Yep.
Oh no.
yeah.
Don't have any
Okay,
specific
so
thing.
I have an Instagram and a YouTube. My YouTube does not have any videos up yet. However, they are both underneath the same name, Evil Demodar 666. Please go follow.
It's in
me.
the
I would
description.
appreciate it very
After the
much.
stream,
Yes,
we'll put it in the description.
yeah, they'll be put in the description. I am going to start a playthrough on the original Final Fantasy VII on my YouTube channel soon. Look out for
Nice.
that.
Connor, you go.
All right, so I have a video that is out now. It's called "The Beach Boys Today: An Analysis and Review." Please go watch it. I poured my heart and soul into that video. I got another video coming out very soon that is going to be the same thing, but with the Beach Boys pet sounds. I just need a little more time because I need to get more history on the album. But yeah, that's going to be coming along well. I also have an Instagram, Connor_Hardy726. Go check that out. It's in the description below. All right, yeah, Clayton.
All right. So remember these past 4 episodes, right? I've always advertised either the Roblox video or the Sea of Thieves video, right? I've got so much more out now that we're doing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So
yeah,
let's
that's
run them
right.
through real quick. I've got a new Roblox video, the sequel to the crossover video.
It's really funny. It's
I've got a Among Us Kahoot video, which I actually did drop on the 4th episode, but I had not made it yet when I recorded.
Yeah.
I've done a few streams. I'm playing Wally on my channel right now. I'm playing the Crash Marathon's dead. It's dead.
Okay.
Yeah, rip Crash
Um,
Marathon.
I just put out an NBA Jam video. Uh-oh, Cerek's
This
gone.
video's hilarious.
It's God, how long ago was that? Like February?
My audio died.
It was in
back there.
February, January. It's still cold outside.
No, I actually do remember now. It's in
Yeah.
it was in September. Yeah, that, and then yeah. So my channel's Mystic One Thunder. I'll probably put it in the description whenever we get done with the stream. I've got an Instagram, Mystic One Thunder. I've got a Twitch, same thing. Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay.
Scott.
I actually have. Oh,
Oh,
Scott's
Dylan's got
muted.
one?
I actually have a
Uh-oh.
legitimate one. I was thinking about this now. So, I ordered Mario Party 6, and it's coming soon. And this is just the off the take. I might do a Mario Party video with the boys in person. If y'all want to, we might do it. I don't know.
Okay. Nice.
I might put it
Alright,
up on my actual
guys.
channel if we do it.
Oh my God, his channel is in the description. All right, guys. I have very, very sad news. The Minecraft
Oh.
playthrough is not coming anytime
Yeah, what
soon.
happened
No.
to that?
Oh,
Yeah, so let's see. So what have we got in the grave, the on the air grave right now? We got the Smile retrospective, we got the Zone, we got Clayton's Crash Bandicoot marathon, and now we got Scott's Minecraft playthrough that he was gonna do. Oh, and
Yeah.
Scott's
Bodies
Disney
keep
World
stacking
video.
up.
Scott's Disney World video that he started writing a script for and he never finished.
Yeah.
the Mario Party might not
Yeah.
happen. I have no idea.
All right.
That's coming soon. That's coming soon.
I hope. I would like to do a Mario Party though. I never get my shameless plug.
Connor, did you
I never have
advertise your
nothing to
Today
say.
video?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
all right.
Also, by the way, Spotify. On the Air has a
On the Air-
Spotify.
Hey, on there also is a Discord. We're actually in there right
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Yeah, we're in here right now. This is where this is being streamed from. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll put that in the description as well. You can join in, see what's going on.
Mhm.
All right, boys. Unfortunately, with that being said, I do have to go. I am pressed for
Alright.
time at the moment.
Understandable.
Okay.
I believe it is. I believe we
It's
have
time to
run our
wrap up
course
anyway,
anyway.
so-
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
time to say the magic words. Take care.
Take care.
care.
We're off
We're
the
off the
air.
We're
air.
off the
Yeah.
air.
We'll see.
Good night,
God
everybody.
only knows
Good
when.
night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Oh, there's Scott.
There he goes.
Still don't have power. It's still